No? Yours is up? Anyone else?
We were going to turn ours on, like, we were going to have a week, because we're just about to start a 21-day challenge on Monday, so
Yep.
we don't really need marketing right now.
Anyone have any questions about the ad they got up? Does anyone want to look at their numbers or their stats? Go.
How do I do that? You want me to put it up?
I want you to put it up.
Living room, Apple TV, and then... Why does all of a sudden my screen go super small?
All right.
Where do I go now? Back to here.
Back. Close this here.
Look at me, I'm doing it up there. I'm looking
Yep.
up there.
And then just go to your campaigns for a sec. All right, so we'll just show the whole thing. All right. So you've got your ad set. It's spent $14. So on face value, that's, you only launched that yesterday, yeah?
Yep.
Yep. So on face value, I'd say this isn't working. But let's look closer.
Yeah.
All right.
It says 6 clicks, but no lead form, right?
Yeah, but link clicks mean nothing really, because
That's
they're not
what we want
necessarily
them to fill
clicking.
out the form.
Yeah. So go to ad set.
4 campaigns. Yep.
Yeah, this one. Okay. Scroll across. What have you got? So can you go to your columns here? Yeah. And go to, where's yours?
Performance and clicks.
Okay, now scroll over. Okay. Yeah. So, I would say for you, your cost per click's actually okay. So it kind of indicates that the people that are seeing this ad don't really want to opt in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had
What
a
does
couple
your
of
lead
members
form?
message me.
What
So
does
what does
your
your lead form look like? It was pretty straightforward from memory.
Yeah.
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 Because we went through it, we put the dot points in and
Yeah.
whatever, so it's all fine. Can you go into your targeting for a second? So go into your ad,
It's just a guy thing, to be honest.
because your ad's getting engagement.
Where am I going? Staying here, yeah.
Just go in here for a second
Yeah.
and go edit.
Guys are very simple. Like,
Alright, can you scroll down?
don't
Men.
like click too many links and
Yeah,
Scroll down.
put
definitely.
their form things in, details in.
It's not like, I just want, like, for us, obviously, like, for a guy, like a $14 lead isn't bad. So it's not like we would turn it off, but I always like to have seen something for a $14.
Yeah.
Alright, so go down. I just want to see your targeting for a second. 30 to 55. Okay, so you've gone, like, obviously here, here's my OCD.
Mm-hmm.
30 to 40, 30 to 55.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got quite a big age gap here. And then just click here so I can actually see your map for a second.
Click on that.
Yeah, and then your map's going to come in.
Yeah.
So just click on the thing to get rid of this. Yeah, I don't really care about your bullshit. Yeah. It's a very broad.
Because when we dropped that back yesterday, it brought it down to not many people.
Yeah.
Change it to
Just go to
39, 40.
No, go to 40 for a second. Alright, it's 8,000. For you, do you normally, like, what does this add to your, like, so for you, where do most, why have we gone so broad?
Just where the next sort of, well, I get a lot of people from around that way. It's quite country that way, so you know they could be travelling to the city or to my way. They can do a workout before or after work, even though they live out there, or vice versa.
Okay. What happens
And I
if you-
haven't targeted that area yet, so I was pretty keen to give it a crack, see what's out that way. I'll probably get more women than men.
Yeah. Can you just do me a favour for a sec?
Mhm.
And can you delete it from your targeting?
The whole thing.
No, just the bunyip thing. Just that. Get rid of it for a sec. And just go up here
Delete?
and delete it. Oh yeah, no, you can do it that way.
There we go. Just learned something new.
So
And what's the
only
thought?
600 less.
What? Yeah, there's not a lot of people. What's happening here?
I reckon I'm targeting the ocean.
No, I'm just it's just what was the thought process of down here?
We were up in that, and some people down like Lang Lang, like on the way to the island way. There's no CrossFit down that way, and I've got a few actual members that come that way to come to my.
From memory though, your copy doesn't even call out CrossFit, so why do they care?
Yeah.
But can you just delete that for a second for me as well? Yeah. It's not really adding anything to your audience.
That's better now. No, yeah.
Okay.
I could probably just make that a little bit bigger.
I don't even really think
No.
you need to.
Okay.
And then, if you go 30 to 39 and then you go 40 to 50, 60, whatever, you can kind of split it up that way. And then you can do a fit over 40s style ad as well and see what your audience is like there. What do you have?
For audience sizes,
Yeah, what do you think?
definitely do the 40 and call out the fit over 40, 100%. And we typically do the 10-year age gaps. That is
Yeah.
a relatively small audience, but we definitely have clients with that size and still getting success.
Yeah. So, I would split the ad. Is that what?
Yeah.
you think?
So I would
Because
change
don't know
that
how
to
do
30.
So you
39.
would change this to 39 here,
Yeah.
30 to 39.
I've never done a split ad.
Oh no, we're literally just going to duplicate it and change your
Yeah.
age brackets, and
Yeah,
then
cool.
probably going to change your image for the older guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So if you just head up to here, and then you can do a quick duplicate.
So do I need to save that and publish
Yeah.
that?
You can do that at the end. That's
Okay.
no problem.
Where am I going there now?
So just here.
Yep.
Go to quick duplicate. And then this is a new one.
Hey.
So then we're going to change it to 40 to 49.
The
Or
copy one up here.
no, so just go down. You're already there,
already in it.
babe. You're already in it. So just go 40.
How do you scroll with everything? I don't even know how to use my computer very well.
That's
Sorry,
alright.
guys. 40.
And I would probably go over just because of your audience size. Yeah, I'd just go 55.
And then if you head into the ad here.
This one?
Yep.
Yep.
And then you can change your image.
Oh, I've got to search to fit men over 40.
I don't think it'll. Oh.
Oh,
I think.
sorry, that's me.
Oh,
Oh,
bloody
sorry.
hell, Sharina.
Sorry. It's working.
It's working!
You
Sorry.
didn't even turn your computer on and off, did
I
you?
turned it off.
You can just
Sorry,
cancel it.
I'm so sorry.
Just cancel it.
I cancelled already.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is great.
Okay.
I don't know what to touch.
All the ones down
There's some really freaky shit going on.
No.
here.
I think
It's
it's like
like
over
How
my
did
dead.
fit men yeah. Is that why there's he's
I
going,
think so.
ooh!
I think
With
so.
a pumpkin?
Because I don't have those. Take the
It's
O
for
out.
Halloween.
People understand why I get so
I was
frightened
going to put
sometimes looking
over
at stock
40 and see
images.
what happened.
This is not a fit man. Maybe you stretch the
Not helping.
imagination.
Sorry guys, this is funny.
We can find another one. All right, just leave it as it is for now, and you can go in and find something later on. All right. Okay. So you can do that, and then what you do is you go, like instead of it being like attention men of Pakenham, it's like
Get fit over 40.
get fit over 40 or something like that.
What do we think of this guy?
Probably don't have to change the image. We all think we look like that anyway.
Do you, Bran?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
What was that, Brad?
Bran just reckons he looks like that.
Anyway.
Do you want me
We
to
all
use a
think
photo
that.
of
Get
you?
fit over 40.
My 65-year-old father thinks he looks like that.
Yeah.
My father says he's chiselled from granite as well.
He did a James
Don't
Smith
change.
video yesterday. Did you find that one?
Alright, get fit over 40. So it's like
Over 40. Goodness.
get over 40. Probably that too, considering the
Coffee,
midlife
by the way.
crisis.
I need more.
Alright.
And a better one.
40's the new 20.
It's closed. Weird.
Alright, so we can adjust that a little bit, I think, for 40, but like for the most part for you, if you publish that, we can always come back and change that image and we'll go through.
Yeah, because he's not exactly 40. Is he?
Well, no, but neither are most of the girls that we use for Fit Over 50 either. So,
It's interesting because sometimes in the comments we get like heaps of backlash for the images we use for older women, but then they're getting the cheapest cost per lead. So it's like, so the comments are like, how dare you use a woman for this age range, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like $10 leads. We're like,
it's going to
"Just
use
leave
Cherie
that
one
up."
day and
Does
just
that,
like
does that
wait
still
for
happen now? Because that used to happen a lot years ago. You get
The
a bit of
comments?
flack on your comments.
Yeah,
Now
like,
people
it's-
don't seem to bother.
It's different people, like it depends on like where they're located, but we do see it
still
sometimes.
get some.
And it
I-
seems
I
like that
had it
age
last year.
range, that
Yeah.
age range, they like tag all their friends to
The
show
local
them.
Psychologist.
Oh, the local psychologist, I remember that.
I was
Yeah.
a
4 or 5
defending
years
women.
ago, every time you put an ad up, you go, why is
I
this
was
in my
not
feed?
saying-
And they freak out.
Also, they're not saying like why it's in their feed so much.
Yeah,
They're
I
like
just like
having
it.
a crack at like the image we portray
Send
as
me,
40.
like, personal messages too.
So, I guess for everyone here, it's a big thing in terms of looking at it and going, okay, it's not performing. Why isn't it performing? And a couple of things that we sort of can look at there is you're kind of testing audiences that don't really exist, okay, on the potential that maybe they'll be driving through on their way. And if you're going to test something like that, I would probably say, have you been thinking about trying CrossFit, like actually making it like a CrossFit thing, and you can test it that way. You can test some interests for people in CrossFit, but your audience isn't that big, so I would just go like test it as it is with the radius that you've got, because it's already a pretty big. 6 miles is much bigger than we would normally do.
Yeah.
So for you, you're already going quite broad,
Yeah.
and then to get
quite big as
quite
well.
yeah, it's because it's
like 3 suburbs.
yeah. So for you, it's just kind of like, yep, cool, test it. I would split the age ranges, which is obviously why we did that. And then for you guys, you can now see which one's actually going to perform better, and you're giving it an opportunity to deliver to 2 different audiences.
Cool. Do I have to change the name of the copy up the top there?
Yeah,
Yes.
so you just like make it 40 to 49.
So can I click on it now?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
is do I have to do it on the top up here?
No, so if you click on where you were before
Ah,
and then scroll all the way to the top, yeah, it's already gone there.
yeah. Sweet. Thank you. 40.
I think we went 55.
Thanks.
That's okay.
And then
And
you
you
can
I
can
love
get
your
rid of
OCD. Get rid of the copy.
get rid of the copy.
Yeah.
And then if you minimize it here,
This.
yep,
Just click on that.
yep. And
Publish.
yeah, publish. And that should publish everything.
that you've done.
Yeah, both the ads.
What miles would you do? Like after 5, and it's like 38,000.
We usually do like a
Smaller?
3,
Okay. I'll check
Yeah.
that.
So some
Like
places we even do 1 kilometre.
Yeah.
Okay.
depending on where
it
you are.
just depends on.
Yeah.
So like yeah, when you're further out, like you know people will travel bigger distances.
Yeah.
So you can go a little bit broader.
Yeah.
But if you're closer to metro areas, people have like a little triangle of where they travel
they
to.
go to.
Like Trav and I. There's like a
Ah,
very,
it's-
very tight
it's in-
circle of
Yeah.
acceptable
That's in Castle
travel
Hill.
time.
Castle Hill. Yeah.
Well,
Huge.
your,
Been
your
there.
travel time is
What was that?
We do.
anywhere
We do
in
for
South
some
Australia.
audiences.
Yes.
East Coast.
But
So just to do Sydney and stuff too. But
Doing what?
selling shit for JB.
Yeah.
So I go to all
Certain
the
towns, they just won't cover.
but we exclude. We do it more in really urban areas where there's a lot of. I was talking about it yesterday. Lots of travelling people.
I was in
All right, so that solves yours, so we can see how that goes. All right, so you can come back.
When I do get a lead,
Yes.
if that normally highlights there later, so I can go into it and
Yes, or you can just go through your business money, or like your business page. Publishing tools through your business page is the easiest way.
Okay.
All right, and then what we'll do is you can also set up Zapier integrations. So we've got some videos on setting this up. So for all you guys with running lead ads, basically what you can do is you can set up Zapier and it will automatically let you know via Slack or upload them to a Google Drive. Text only works in the UK and USA, but we have like a Slack notification that comes in every time there's a lead. So you guys can get an alert.
Cool. Say that again.
Oh,
If you want to know when your leads are coming in, you can get an alert to your phone
With Slack.
with Slack
And Zapier.
and Zapier.
sleep, right?
So how do you do that? How do you?
We're not going to set it up now, but we can put it in. So it was just like letting you guys know, because I don't want anyone to like go to me in like a week's time, I didn't know that or I didn't hear that. You can set up automatic alerts to your phone for your leads. So there's no excuse to calling them within 35 seconds of them opting in. All right, so for you guys, it's just a really great way for you guys to get an alert straight away.
Yes, so Zapier is just an integration software.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
through Zapier that goes. That
It connects it.
Connects them.
to-
Yeah. So you can do it to
Yes.
Slack or you can do it to a Google Doc, spreadsheet.
But the good thing about the Slack is obviously
Yeah.
comes straight to your phone.
you've still got to go
calling your leads like straight away.
straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got the opportunity to, it's always great. Otherwise, you know, like we say to you guys, just set the block of time and they're the 2 or 3 times you go in, you check your leads and then you go in and call them, whoever's opted in. So you've got like those 2 or 3 time blocks a day, ideally 3. And you just go in and check them, download them, do whatever you have to do. But that's why we've got the Google Drive.
Do you check your, like, would you check your ClickFunnels for leads or you just use it through the Messenger? I know that they were saying about the pixels should be able to tell you on who goes through to the thank you page.
It depends on what ad you're running. So if you're running an engagement ad, it won't tell you
Okay.
that they're there. It'll just tell you your engagement. If you're running a conversion ad, it will show you. But for you, if you're going in, we always check ClickFunnels daily anyway.
Yeah, just in
Always.
case. That's what I
Because
mean.
shit always doesn't.
And one thing that
And you can set up Actionetics. So we have alerts through Actionetics for leads, for ClickFunnels.
One thing my husband wanted to ask, which was a good point, a lot of the time what we have is people might see our ads and they inbox us.
Yes,
Where do you put that in the tracking?
you just manually do it. There's no way of doing
Or
it.
as in, would you say that, like, would you put that in your, like, so I'm trying to, like,
Oh, do we count it as a lead?
yeah.
Yes.
But do you count it as a,
But not, like from RBT's perspective, no. But we know that every time we market, the organic activity on the page will increase significantly.
but that's not including the cost per lead?
No. Well, as an agency, we're not allowed to claim them, but like the business successfully achieves them. So like their numbers, they're not counted in like how many leads did you generate today. They're just bonus leads
Yeah, so
for the business.
And that's kind of, because I really want to see how much the ad's actually working. So
You
like,
can track it separately
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
go,
thinking.
how many messages did we get during it? But for us, it's not really a metric you can control. So you can't change the ad copy to get more messages unless you're running a send message ad. But for us, I wouldn't count it in what is my cost per lead or my cost per acquisition.
That's what I'm saying.
That just becomes a head fuck.
Well, that's what I said to
Ben.
Ben. He's like, but does that and I'm like, no, because we want to know exactly who's going through.
Ben, don't worry.
Yeah.
I know, but then he's like, but then
No, Ben, if you're watching this, no, you can't claim it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just, for you guys, it just gets to like the point where like, why? It's just another number. It's just too confusing.
Did you also say that you put your leads, so you use Zapier obviously to go to Slack, but did you also say that you put them in a Google Doc as well?
Yeah, so they autofill
So
into a
I've been
Google
doing that
Doc.
Manually.
Yeah, no, they automatically go in. But again, we always double check them every day because these things disconnect and fuck up all the time. So I wouldn't rely on it 100%, but it is fantastic for the 80-20 rule.
And Zapier, do you just pay a overall subscription and it doesn't matter how many actions?
It depends on the subscription level
Yeah.
as to how many actions you can use.
Yeah,
I say this full well knowing I've only logged into Zapier once.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I
if
like
You
the
said to put it
alerts.
into my
The alerts are
database.
fantastic.
Yeah.
if you're running any chatbot sequences as well, you can automate that going into a Google Doc as well, and all the questions that they answer within that sequence and flow.
Yeah.
So there's heaps of things you can do, and you can make it multi-level. So you can go, I want it to go to a Google Doc, then I want an email alert and a Slack notification, all in the one flow of Zapier.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot better than what it used to be.
Okay.
So it's I highly recommend it.
A lot of
Can you add
Yeah.
it after?
What?
Can you add it after, like when you set up an ad, like you can?
Yep, you can add it now, but it just won't
It won't
backdate.
backdate it.
It won't pull in the leads. It'll pull in like a test lead to make sure it's working. But yeah, so you can put it in anytime.
But it doesn't matter, like I guess for Zapier, doing that volume of actions, it's not highly costly or anything.
No, it's not that costly at all.
It's like $19 or something.
I think it's a
a
little bit
month
more.
or something
And I'm highly
for
doubt
entry for
yeah.
the first one. It's
and I
not
highly
expensive.
doubt you'd go over the action limit. I think it's like 3,000 in a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's alright.
That's me.
You're done? Do you want? Oh, this is you.
That's me.
Awesome. You've spent. Where are you? Oh, there. Not approved. Can you go in? So that we can see the disapproval. So for any one of you guys that gets go to the ad.
Am I doing that right?
Yep, and then click it. Usually if you click it, if it's not there. No, like open it. Edit it. Yep. Usually it will tell you.
Screen's so
Okay.
small when it's up on there. Mine's-
So it asks the direct. Okay, don't let a cold get you down. Are you a cancer survivor? Blah 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 blah. I think it's probably some of the copy down the bottom. So if you go down to your copy, so it's no wonder you don't have time online shopping. It's crazy. I think most of us have wardrobe clothes. So I'm going to be so very bad at it.
All this part here from here
That's
down
fine.
has been approved.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just double checking what part of
Okay.
it they're thinking it is.
So,
No,
have you added?
Keep going.
no,
Keep
no,
going.
no. Okay, I would just
Review.
review it. Request a review.
Right.
Okay.
And then, yeah, which of these?
I
do you-
add approved before. Swear to God, you're worse than Trav with the butter this morning.
Butter.
Where's the butter? Right here, mate. Like,
I didn't
right
actually
now.
see that.
The butter?
Yeah, he
Done.
probably didn't see the butter either.
Yeah, he really didn't. He really didn't. So when you guys, though, like when you're posting this in the group and you're like, oh, my ad hasn't been approved, the best thing you can do is screenshot that and the copy. If it's because of copy, you can do that. Sometimes because you've got a lot of targeting, it can be they're picking up on the targeting that they don't like. Sometimes that's when you start to see that housing bullshit that they've started doing. Like you're targeting people based on like government housing or something. I don't know what they're fucking.
what?
It's weird. It's bullshit anyway.
So then do I change
Sometimes
my
also it's in
targeting?
your video. So sometimes they would have watched your video.
Ah.
Okay, I don't think in your video from memory there's anything at all. So it's not. But
very
just so that you
light.
go, yeah, it's very light.
Oh,
So I would just worry. I would just let that get into review.
And,
Alright.
and if it doesn't, just come back again and go.
Just come back again.
"Hey."
Yeah. And then that was when you can be like, oh, okay, let's look at what we've said. Can you do me a favour?
Yeah.
Can you see this after school? You click that
Yeah.
and then just pull it up here, please.
That was you, by the way, Liv, you did that.
Oh, so it's me. Yeah.
And then just go to the green publish.
And publish.
So if you see that your ads are in review for like an extended amount of time, like 24 hours, we typically would go into Facebook chat, and we actually do this like as soon as we put our ads up. If we need to get these ads up because we need to them spending money, so we just jump in Facebook chat and we send them the ID and we're like, review this now. We need it active now, and we just keep sending them.
Messages.
Literally, we do.
It's fun.
Where's the Facebook chat?
So it's like in the resources thing, we can put a link in.
It's just in like the help.
group.
You can go through the help and
Do you
then
want
it
me to
comes
have a
down.
Yeah, so if you minimise that,
Minimise who?
This, go here.
Right.
and then
Class.
to the right, the little,
You go up.
yeah, should be here.
No.
So go back,
Settings Facebook, which way?
or try the question mark. Yeah, here. And then if you scroll all the way down, there should be a link to go to Still Need Help. And then you can. And then you just select the reasons. And if you scroll down more, there might be a chat thing. So normally, up a little, up some more. Yeah, so if you select all the reasons, and then if they're online, it'll come up with an option that you can chat to them now.
So I would obviously do ads.
And then scroll down. And you just keep going through all the questions, and then at the end, it gives you an option to chat. But the chat box only comes up if they're online. But like Monday to Friday, it's always available.
Okay. I'm not gonna bother then. Do you want me to bother? I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah. Thanks for your feedback.
So, Serena, they don't want to chat to you.
Stop it! You act like it's like wrong with me, Liv.
No. Sorry, just turn it on and off and it'll be fine. So for you guys, it's just a way, obviously there is a, we'll post a link in there anyway, but for you guys, there's always ways around it. There's always ways to try and like get more support. If you just keep clicking around half the time, you'll find shit that's there. They don't make it easy. Like it's not like the chat function's
Can
very,
you tell me like your top 3 things that if you do have an ad that's rejected, what's your top 3 things that you look at first?
requesting a review.
Yeah.
Would see like obviously the reason that they give you, and see if it's like viable. One in your ad, your imagery, and then if you're running a landing page, they pick up on landing page too.
Okay. Cool. Say that again. Imagery,
Copy,
copy,
landing page. Basically, look at your ad. Are they right? Are they wrong?
Yeah.
If they're right, go change something or ask, like, what should I change? But normally when you request a review, they'll come back and they'll actually tell you why.
And they'll give you the section that needs to be changed.
If there is something.
There is one.
Yeah, awesome.
If there is a
Always
specific
screenshot
area.
post
They've got to
it
be
these
better at
guys
that,
and
haven't
I'll-
They've gotten better.
Yeah, they used to be super vague before, and I think they were just trying to like cover
Yeah, because that
themselves.
statement that they originally give, like for me, someone who doesn't obviously know the world too well, that's so broad.
Well, they are broad. It's just, you just go, oh, okay, yeah,
Well, that's
well,
because someone hasn't actually reviewed
It's just
the
a
ad.
bot.
It's a bot,
Yeah.
like trolling.
probably
No.
in the last, like, probably November, December, they were just disapproving everything.
Yes.
Like, I think they were, like, recalibrating their bots for, like, approval and disapproval. And basically just every fucking ad got disapproved.
Yeah.
So you would just go in, review.
And generally speaking, when you do your whole review, how long before they go, okay, yeah, just fucking have it?
It's
minimum 24. If it's more than
Yeah.
24 hours, it's too long.
It's too long.
Yeah, but then when you're doing your review, do you? Do
We
they
don't
normally just give
do
you-
multiple. You can't do multiple reviews on the same ad unless you've changed it.
So you change it a bit, send it back, change it a bit, send it
Or just I would just launch a new one.
back. Okay.
Because you don't want it getting disapproved too many times. So this is where, like, for you guys, you understand you have like a relevant score, which arguably I don't really care about unless it's below 5 or 6. Like, I don't really worry so much about relevant score. It's my top level. Sienna probably worries more than I do. But for the most part, it's not the be all and end all. But for the most part, if your ad is disapproved multiple times, it affects your account.
Okay.
If your payment declines multiple times, it affects your account. So Facebook doesn't deliver you
What you need.
most optimal user
And
experience.
there used to be positive and negative feedback, and they've removed that now. So we used to be able to see on all the ads, like the level of positive and negative feedback on an ad level, but they actually removed that, and that's kind of gone into the relevance score now. But like your entire
Where do you see your
account,
score?
Just on your...
it's part of the slides.
yeah, we'll go.
So we'll show you.
Your ad's approved. There you go. Alright.
Did you have a look at mine? Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Did you have a look at mine?
Yeah, put it
No, I'm
up.
trying to work out this Slack
Disapproved
thing
that
now.
Mel one again.
Do
Can
I
you
need
put
to
it
get
up?
off this for you?
Put it up on your screen. Does anyone else want to look at their ad? Everyone else is happy?
I got. I don't know why it's changing my budget daily.
changing your budget daily.
Yeah, like ups it.
Have you done? Did you click anything silly like budget optimization or anything, or any of Facebook's
I don't
silly
think so.
toggles?
I don't remember. I don't know. It just keeps going up.
No, it doesn't do that.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't do that. So I don't know what you
I've
clicked.
clicked something. Okay. The other thing is. It's
So do you want to put it up and we'll have a look at your ad?
Yeah, you can do that. The other thing is, like, everything's super cheap and everything I'm doing, so
Yes.
I've got no dramas with that. But it's not telling me how much I'm actually spending.
It's not telling you how much you're
No, it
spending.
doesn't give me a
If you want
number.
to
Just
put it
pull
up,
your ad up,
Yeah.
and then we can see, because all of those things are
Like, none of it's a massive
impossibility.
deal. It's not.
No, it is, because it's in. It's
Well, it's not costing me a lot, so I don't care, and I'm making tons of money on the back end, so it's all good. But I'd like to
oh, I'd like to
be a
know.
little bit
Yeah.
clearer. Yeah.
I'm intrigued. And then once we do this, guys, if you want anything else looked at, look at it now. Otherwise, we're going to go into some key numbers from a marketing standpoint for you guys, and then forever hold your peace, because then we have to keep moving so we can load your send message ads today.
What is it? The Apple Play?
Apple Play, and then you'll see the numbers. Yep, there we go. This is Tom's. All right. Can you go into it so we can see the reason? You just go into the ad.
I need that.
Your flag has been policy violations. Huh.
That's
Okay,
extreme.
that's not a
bad.
good one.
Yeah.
That means they've actually stopped your whole account.
They've locked your account.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yep.
That's nice of them.
So for you, Tom, this is a please contact us scenario.
Is it?
So here, your ad account has been flagged for policy violations.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Privacy policy.
So
they've-
rather than just disapproving your ad, they've actually stopped
shut
your
your
whole
account.
account.
So it doesn't actually matter what you do now, nothing is going to load.
Is there a
Or
loophole
run.
in that? Did Trav open another account straight afterwards?
Oh, you can have another, and like literally this is something that Sienna and I are going to talk about today, which is like, if shit hits the fan, what do you do?
We've
Yeah.
definitely like had this happen before.
But you can now, at least there's feedback now. So you can actually contact them now and you'll get feedback. Back in the old days, if your ad account got shut down, there was no one to talk to. You just
Why?
opened a new one.
Like,
You-
So this is quite extreme, and we've had it happen like for other accounts, and we're like, couldn't you just like disapprove the ad first and like let us know? So it was like no warning, no nothing.
They
Just
went
locked
through a
out.
period of just like blocking people's accounts. But this is quite drastic.
He's gonna have to.
Yeah, you're going to have to contact them.
Calls like
Didn't Kim
Yeah.
say?
Do you
wanna have a
I
look
think
at the
last
ad
time-
and see what
Last
we can
time I
do?
heard Kim talking about it, he was saying that they were actually going back through old ads.
Yes.
And old
So in some of the
pages and-
groups that I'm in, with other Facebook marketers, they've been saying to go and delete, like if you've been running
Old
things
campaigns.
that actually would not be approved now, go and delete them because they're shutting accounts based on old ads that aren't even running. And people have had it in these particular Facebook marketing groups happen to them.
Yeah.
So I've just got bots that go through and just scan everything, and then if they don't like something, then just
Yep.
pulls it up.
Even if it's 2013.
Yeah.
So look at your copy anyway.
So I think I saw you're running this on Instagram as well. You should definitely remove Instagram as a placement because the copy won't show up like this in Instagram.
Okay.
And this.
And if it was on Instagram, you would just make a completely separate ad.
Yes, because the copy actually doesn't
Yeah, it doesn't.
format
Flow
like
like
this.
that. It
You
just
have to put
shrumps.
Yeah, you have to put like actual full stops in between each. So where there's spaces, you'd actually put a full stop
Yeah, yeah.
so it appears like how you
Nice.
want it.
Is this the ad that got banned?
You might actually have to put deadlift in.
You and
not
Liam
bad.
don't do ads together, do you?
Me and Liam.
Where was that?
It doesn't
Because
sound
he's
good.
deliberately putting mistakes in and you're like this.
Build up your
Build up your
bench.
bench and squat.
Better off putting deadlift in, not just
Yeah. that will probably, they won't like that. Lift heavy with no injuries. Like, you're making a lot of claims. Like, get lean without getting hungry. Lift heavy with no injuries.
Minimal then? Not that it's gonna fucking matter.
Just
right now.
the lift heavy.
Lift heavier. Like, I wouldn't even mention injuries.
Heavy, so
Yeah.
Dead.
Lift heavy
Um,
with like good form or something like that, or
Yeah.
better
Well,
form.
this one's dead and
Like su-
bandaged.
like super
Yeah, that's what I
wise.
thought. There's lots of your words too.
And then chances to win flights to Bali. That's a bit vague, just on a separate thing. All fitness levels, groups of friends, teams are welcome to apply.
So go in the draw to win a flight to Bali.
Yeah, that should be highlighted in something like a different emoji, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like,
At the
make
top.
it exciting, yeah.
Yeah, don't put it at the bottom, put it at the top.
So you guys, we might show you a couple of things that we've done. Like when we were running, like the 16-week with the 5,000, or even the 28-day. Basically, we've been running copy as well that is just like, hey, you, does your gym give away $1,000 every month? Like, no, it does not. Excellent, continue rating. So it's like you can, like basically you could like, do you want to win a trip to Bali type thing? Underneath, like the guys are saying, like pull that up. I don't love that image, but that's okay. If it works for you.
What's he holding?
Salad.
Salad.
Fruit salad. Yummy.
Most guys look at that and go, you don't make friends with salad.
You don't make friends with
Yeah.
salad. That's Trav. I don't eat fucking salad. Yeah, so your ad's disabled, so it won't let you do it anyway. But you need to go into the contact us effectively.
How am I?
So you have to go here. Please contact us.
This is the sort of stuff I'm just going
That's what I was like. I know I'm so really fast. I'm typed this one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Alright, so basically what we'll do, Tom, is pull it off. Is this your ad account? Yes. And then you can just provide information, okay? And then they'll get back to you. Alright? And try and get your ad account back up. Alright? And you can go through that.
And you just always say like, I want to abide by the policies. Like, let me know like
I think we've
I think
we've got like a copy or something that we
it's
did
never
for
saying
this.
like I did nothing wrong. It's more so saying like I just want to abide by the policies. Like I want to do the right thing, and just always being nice.
I think we've got one that Sienna and I had as a template for something.
Yeah,
I'll
I've got
see.
I've got a full course, like an actual course on getting your account back. So I can just give you guys that.
At what stage does it stop being a co-op?
When you go request review.
Okay. Do you want to put yours up quickly, and then we'll go through?
Yeah. The budget.
Serena, just for, we've got to see, when we did that catch up a while ago, we set up a couple of spare accounts.
Yep.
Just in case, without any credit card details
Yep.
in them. I had them set up, which you still have, but they've actually, it's not the same thing. They haven't done policy violation, but they've just said, only active accounts.
Yeah, so I think they're also
Do I
if
need to
you're
delete them and do
if
another one?
your account hasn't been active in a while,
Yeah.
I think they're starting to shut them down too.
Yeah.
Inactive accounts.
Yeah, it's got a different message.
Yeah.
It's not saying I'm in violation.
No.
It just says only
Right.
active accounts.
So
I-
go
do
to
I
your,
delete that
like
account?
just start at the beginning, like so collapse this for a sec. Yeah.
I suppose it does.
You can if you want to.
Alright, go to your campaign for a
Suppose it doesn't
second,
matter.
because I just want
It's
to
always
see how
good to have
you've
a
set
backup.
these
Go
up.
back.
Here, click
Oh,
here.
This,
Look at my finger. Is this your ad account?
yeah.
Yeah. So go in here and click edit for
So
me.
go to lifetime as well. So up in the top
Oh, yeah.
right.
Up here, you're in September 2018.
Yeah, keep still on that. So I got it.
So you can go like lifetime or last 7 days or whatever you want to do.
Alright, we'll do it.
Alright.
And here, go to performance and click.
Oh. Performance.
Here.
Down.
Look at my finger.
Go into it a little bit more.
My eyes are really bad. Over there, I'm like, ah.
Okay.
And then go, and then click add set.
I just want to see, yeah, that you haven't clicked anything in terms of your budget change. Did you set it at
Oh, that's
15?
better. Yeah, I changed it today. I went back in this morning and it was up to 17.50.
Okay.
The last time I was doing it was going up like $2.50 every day, and then it jumped up to like $10, and then there was one day I
Can
went in
you-
and it was like $50 or something.
Can you just go into, I just want to go into like where you're, how you're setting your ad up.
Yep, so I go edit. Edit?
Yep. Daily budget, go down. There's nothing there unless you've clicked it at the campaign level.
Down?
It's fixed. There's no change.
And go all the way down to the bottom for your optimization.
Edit placements. Cost target, impression standard leads. No.
And if you go to
Yeah, can you go to your campaign, click free kids class?
Yeah.
there's literally nothing,
Nothing
there.
that says it would do that.
It just does it randomly. And I think I don't know why it wasn't there before, but that's like how it's set up there. That's cool because now I see how much it's costing me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you go down
This
one
is
more level-
lifetime though, isn't it?
This is
What's-
lifetime. So you can go down here. If you go here now,
Yeah.
right?
And if
And
I
you go last, no, just go like last 7
last 7
days.
days.
And then it doesn't include today's data. So if you want to, go in it again. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
And then you just click from there to there, right? 15 to
Alright.
22, and now go back to 15, and now go update.
and go
and then-
into one more level down.
So it's on a campaign level. All right, you can see this is performing
Yeah.
really well. Okay, because you're getting $3.40 leads.
Yeah.
You spent $10. If you go across your click-through rate, and we'll go through these numbers in a second. Scroll across. So you can see here your cost per click, your click-through rate's really high, everything's fine.
Yep.
Okay, so on face value it's looking really well.
Yep.
But what you would do then is go in, because a lot of people look at this and they'd be like, oh, let's say this is $42. And you're like, holy fuck, that's an expensive lead. But you go into your ad set, okay? And then it's going to tell you, oh, between your men and women, let's say hypothetically,
men was shit.
men
That's
was
why I
shit,
turned it off.
so you turn that off, and then you've got a $3.40 female, but then you'd be like, oh, let's say that that's still $20. Okay, so you go into your ad level,
Okay.
okay, and this is where you can see how you've got multiple creatives running, hypothetically.
Yep.
So you might be like, oh, fuck, this has spent $25 with this image, let's pretend you had a different image.
Yep.
This one spent $25 with 0, but this one actually is getting me $3.40 leads. That's when you would come in and turn it off at creative level.
Okay.
Okay, so you never make a decision on the performance at campaign or ad set level. You make a decision at creative.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Okay, as to where your money's going. But yes, your relevance score is 10. Facebook loves this ad.
No,
Okay,
it's working.
they love it. Everyone loves it. You're
Cool.
getting lots of positive feedback. Your click-through rate, if you go across, because I don't really look at the everything looks good, right? Happy days.
Mhm.
All right. And Sienna will talk about your impressions and stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a great ad. Everyone, happy ads. Everyone's gonna have happy ads. $3.40 leads. All right. So if no one else needs us to look at their ads, everyone else is happy with the performance. Everyone else's is running. That's running ads. You just got approved. Happy days.
How do you feel about some retargeting stuff with a lower relevance score? Like the original ad's like a 10. That's
Yeah.
still 10. That's been running for weeks. That's really good.
Does your retargeting actually give you leads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a few. Yeah, we've just been experimenting with retargeting off this one.
Yeah.
Because we're especially with the friends one, because we're doing like
Right.
friends and they tag each other and they talk, but they don't actually
Yep.
take the jump. We've been kind of sending them a message, hey, you girls going to do this or what? You know, stuff like that.
Your relevance score is 6 and 5. I wouldn't worry.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's a little bit lower than normal too.
Yeah.
Have you been so you've been running it for quite a while?
This one, the video ad, that's been going for probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Your retargeting.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's still 10, it's still
Messaging
cheap.
conversations.
$8. So
your
still-
frequency is quite high on the retargeting because the audience is smaller.
Yeah.
So these people are seeing this up to 4 times almost. And
So
this
that's
is
probably
2.3.
been going about a week and a half.
What's your
so-
retargeting cost per lead?
Uh,
So we keep our
per
retargeting.
messaging conversation.
So Levi, what's
Okay, we keep our retargeting super low
Wasn't,
budget,
that's
Yeah.
like based on like audience sizes that are available.
I would have been impressed if
Yeah.
it was that fast.
$5 daily per ad.
Yeah, so you could even go lower than that
Okay.
for retargeting, with,
Yeah.
which is location based.
Yep.
So when we do like bigger retargeting campaigns that are like, we have a larger pool of people, we can
Yeah.
put it high budget, but when it's location based, you can keep it really low.
Yeah, well, we've spent $140, just under $135, and got 7 leads from it, so $20.
20 bucks. I think that's
I'll lower it
quite,
down.
yeah, like I don't think that's a super cheap retargeting lead.
No.
And with that
Still cheaper than
frequency,
$50 a lead.
it's
too.
cheaper than $50 a lead. But I would just watch it because it's getting very high frequency. If
So
I
I
would
might-
probably change your image now
Yeah,
for your retargeting,
yeah. Okay.
but you can check with the boss.
Maddie.
Do I just hit
Well, if I
you
send her a
again?
message, it'll be
What?
done.
Sorry, do I just hit view request again?
What? So did they reject your request
Same,
for review?
Exactly the same.
Oh yeah, just request it because we changed the ad. We changed the copy.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I removed that ugly space that upset me.
Space.
I removed your space. Yeah. All right. So if everyone's happy with the ads that they're running, Vicky, Mitch, yours is fine.
It had actually the same sort of clicks as the one at the start, so I did a duplicate one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So was that helpful for everyone as like an insight as to what we're looking for, where we look for things, and what to do when things are disapproved, at least on the beginning level, except for poor Tom?
Question, when you're trying to look at like how much you've spent for the week and
Yes.
your budget,
Yeah.
is there an easy way to add up all of them, or do you need to go into every separate campaign for, so you've got like, if you've
You can
got
just
last
select the
7
campaigns.
days,
Yep. And you select the campaigns.
yeah, so do you need to, will it give you a total for all of your campaigns?
If you select them all at the campaign level and go one level deeper, you can get the total spend that way.
Okay, so just tick box?
Yeah. And then go to ad set level. And it should give you ad spend.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah,
Does it add up if you look at it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I'm in a support inbox.
Yep.
So just type away there.
Yep. And just always, as Sienna said, I love your policies. I appreciate your policies. I would love to adhere to them. Please launch my ad.
Is that what you say? Something.
In a nutshell.
Can you ask them to break it down further for you?
Yeah, you can ask them the reason. Like, be like, I've edited the ad, like, I've reviewed the policy, like, I want to abide by your policy.
I want to abide by them. I love them.
You just want me to pay you more.
Please let me give
They
you my...
haven't
sling the
actually
money.
given me any info other than that. So it just says, is there something I'm not seeing? Like it just says you appealed your decision as and then case
Yep.
and then just that.
Yep.
And that's all they've sent back to me.
So there's no reason.
No.
Yeah, so just start writing to them.
Cool.
Engage them. All right.
Hey!
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey girl!
You do a voice.
I'm gonna
voice
guess
round.
Shanae on the other side there. All right, guys, we're going to talk some key numbers because obviously we want to give you guys some overarching decisions. Obviously, this is a lot of the stuff that Sienna and I get asked all the time. Things like, why do we run certain ads at certain times? What numbers are we looking for? Obviously, Sienna's going to give you some cool stuff with the bots, but also just looking through some different things as to why we do what we do, when we do it, and how we do it. So it should give you guys a bit of an overarching insight as to what we look at. So if you've got any questions, just shoot your hand up and we'll go through it in more detail. But hopefully this will link in really nicely with the stuff that you guys were looking at this morning and why we make the decisions that we make. Alright?
So to kick off, we're just going to go into some different ad types and what the ad types are, and then we're going to go into the numbers that you should be tracking, because there are so many numbers in your Facebook Ads Manager, but what are the ones that you are
Care
really
about.
important and care about, and then the different ways you can track those numbers towards the end, and then I'll go in live to a ManyChat account, and we'll look at the numbers based on like in there as well and what we're tracking there.
You're recording this?
How far
Yes.
ahead do you guys decide your marketing?
90 days minimum.
Okay.
There's always a 90-day marketing cycle, always. And for RBT, it's usually longer. Subject to small minor changes, but always. There's always a plan, and that's because everything's linked to cash flow.
Yep.
So it's always like, what do we need money for, when, how, what do we run? Alright.
So these are the different Facebook campaign objectives, which is essentially the campaign type that you would select and ad type that you would select. So an awareness campaign. So this is more so about bringing awareness to the business. So if you're doing something which we refer to as top of funnel. So if you're running like video content, you can also do video views for that. But awareness campaigns are very much just about getting some sort of post like out there as content and value to your audience. Again, reach. This is very similar to awareness. I did run a reach campaign, so I've suggested to run a reach campaign in this Facebook marketer group that I'm in as getting leads. It went terribly. The stats are very bad. Don't do it. But I always take on advice that I get and give it a shot. And I'm waiting for her to respond to me as well. I've sent her the stats for her take on it. But it didn't work, so don't do that. But essentially what reach means is that you dictate the frequency that people see something. So if you're like, I want someone to see this ad 3 times in 7 days, you put those parameters in, and it just makes sure that it doesn't show the ad multiple times to people. But essentially, if you guys don't do it, because I tested it and the data's not good, for like lead gen, essentially. So app, that's very standard, so just for app installs. So if you're running any sort of app campaign, that would be for app downloads. And what that means, why you'd select that for that campaign is Facebook actually, when you're selecting these campaigns, they determine that this is the type of people that would take these actions. So they know people that are very much on apps all the time, actually download apps. So that's why you would select these different objectives. Video views, so that's for any content marketing that you guys are doing, a video view campaign, and the reason you'd select that is because then that gives you the metrics to know whether that video is performing well. And we're going to go into that a bit more as well. Engagement, so engagement campaigns, or we call them PPE campaigns. So that's for people that engage with posts. So they comment, like, share. So that's what they mostly do on Facebook. And we do run these for lead gen as well. It used to be the only way to use those large images, but now you can use large images across most ads, all ads except traffic. But we do run these ones for lead gen at times, but our favoured one for lead gen has been conversion ads. For traffic ads, that's just driving more traffic to a page. So if you're finding that you're not getting very many page views, you could switch to a traffic campaign, but you should also look at what's the other reasons I'm not getting page views. Is the ad just not responding to the audience? But if you know that ads are getting good stats and everything else, you could switch to a traffic campaign to try to drive more traffic to your landing page to determine that your landing page is converting. We also did do another test with traffic. So we actually, for a location that has a very large audience size, we actually broke it down to the individual age ranges. We did a traffic campaign. We accelerated the spend of that campaign and did a bid cap of $3 per page view, because if we know that the page is converting at a particular amount, we would minimise the cost per lead. And it did okay, but it just didn't get the volume of leads that we were wanting. So it was just something else that we tried. So technically you can't really trick Facebook, but we tried. But yeah, so just testing different things. It did work pretty well. We got like some quick wins with it, but it didn't pick up with the volume of leads required. Lead gen, which is the ones you guys have just launched. So lead gen is great for things like what we do is rapid fire testing. So if you want to test out different audiences, different copy and different images, it's a great way to get that up very fast and determine like winning ads. We would do this to determine winning ads and winning offers, and then would go away and build a more advanced marketing funnel based on the winning ads, because then we know that the audience is going to respond to it. So then we're like, okay, this is what wins. We're going to build a more advanced funnel based on this, and because then we know that traffic's going to go to the page. So we're determining first what's great, and then going away and building something more advanced. So like, for example, like opt-in step 1, payment page 2, that sort of thing. Conversion ads. Conversion ads, they typically work best with larger audience sizes, but we have had great success with conversion ads. What I've done recently is, so we used to always make the metric of conversion leads, whereas now I've switched the metric of conversion to view content. So we put content pixels on all our landing pages, and why I've done that is because you only get like a certain number of leads, whereas by switching it to view content, it's feeding more data back to Facebook to say, these are the sort of people that are actually visiting the page, show my ad to more people like this. And that's actually going really well. It's only been like live for 48 hours, and we're getting a great CPL for those ones. And
does anyone have any questions about this yet?
Yeah, that was like,
okay.
lost me on that.
So with conversion, you can pick the outcome for the conversion. Okay, so you can decide what you want it to be converting on, and the period of time, and there's lots of like options, which can be a little bit overwhelming. And I think we've got screens of...
so I can go in at the end and I'll show you those exact ads that we're running and what I changed differently to what we would normally do. So normally we would pick the conversion event as lead, whereas I've picked the conversion event as view content.
So it just means they're going to the page, they're looking at the page, and we want more people like that because they're clicking the ad, which means in the perfect world, they're the kind of people that should opt in if your landing page is good. Okay, so we're basically, rather than saying, you give us more people who actually opt in, because for those of us who are physical businesses, you don't have a big enough audience to generate the volume of leads that allows Facebook to figure out what the fuck's going on fast enough. Okay, so this way it basically just means if you're doing your job properly and the page is good, the people that hit the page, we know the numbers that mean a certain percentage of those, so for us like 20%, will opt in. Okay, so if 20% of them are opting in, our aim is just drive the equivalent amount of traffic to that page. But if you're saying, only the people that want to opt in, for most of us, it's not enough per page to really give you enough information so the conversion ad's less successful.
Because Facebook relies on all that data. So the data that you're giving it through your pixel, Facebook is learning and going, this is the people that you want your ad shown to. So you do need to make sure that on that first page is that view content pixel. And then page 2 would be the lead pixel. And page 3 purchase pixel. So it's just another way of setting up the ads, and it's been delivering really well because we do have that smaller audience size. We'll go into it at the end. Okay, numbers. Love a good hangover reference. Okay, so CPL, this is not cost per like.
This is not cost per like. Cost per lead.
Cost per lead. So obviously this is really important. You have a benchmark of what is an acceptable lead cost. So depending on the offer that you're running, you want to make your marketing self-liquidated. So if wanting to buy, then your cost per acquisition here would be $10. And then what's the profit that you'd make on the back end of that? So it's just knowing what is my benchmark of an acceptable cost per lead. And then you know that nothing's broken if I'm below this acceptable benchmark, because I know my sales numbers and I know the profit that I'm going to make on the back end of these leads coming in.
So everyone knows where to find the cost per lead, yes?
Yes.
Awesome.
And then so this is if you're running ClickFunnels pages, do not take the cost per lead here verbatim. Check the number of leads you actually have in ClickFunnels and then divide it by your total ad spend. because as we know, the pixel misfires sometimes you can have more leads or less leads. So whatever's in your actual ClickFunnels account is what's there, and make sure you do the view as all time when you're looking at your contacts, because sometimes they disappear. So you always have to do view all time and then count your leads, and you can download it as a CSV. Click-through rates on links. So for a click-through rate to a cold audience, the best is 2%. This is actually not easy to get. So if you're doing that, you're doing amazing. For a warm audience, the best click-through rate is 4%. Again, that's not easy to get. So these are like very high benchmarks. Anything around that 1% is also very good.
1.5.
But we have others that are much lower than the 1% as well, and our ads are still doing very well. But it's just something to look at, because that gives you an indication of if the audience is responding well to your ad. So are they liking your ad? And that means that they're clicking through. Yep. So there's CTR all. We're not looking at CTR all because that is people that comment, like, it's like everything. If they go see more, that's counted. We only care about the link, so CTR link.
So if you go to your clicks and if you don't have the right one,
What's a poor result?
A poor result,
be less than 1%.
yeah, or like even like 0.5, like 0.50 is okay. We've got campaigns around that and they're still doing really well.
So that's funny, because I've got this one that's doing really well, but it's all much less than that.
Yes. So, but that's why we're saying you don't turn an ad off based on that.
Yeah.
But what you look at
you have
is
to look
you
at it as a
go,
whole.
how can you optimize it? And so that might be headline, image, and that's where for us, this is why we'll do like rapid fire testing, because if that's happening, you can run a couple of tests on a low budget and go with this headline, with this image, with this.
Yeah.
But also we're going to go through some other stats and look at things like, obviously you'd have to look at frequency, how long that ad's been running. So that might have started really well, but then over time is deteriorating. So you have to look at it.
So that would indicate we can
This is
definitely.
going to be here, but this is also your video. But we'll get it. We'll go through it. But ultimately for you guys, like a lot of this is for you guys to just understand. None of these are turn shit off numbers.
If it's doing well.
If it's doing well.
Yeah.
If your cost per lead's working
So
well,
these
you're
are
converting.
difficult to hit, and that's why they're like best. Like they're amazing. So if it's like anywhere around 1%, that's also amazing. If it's lower than that, and we have campaigns performing that are lower than that, it's also like a good number, but it's something to keep in mind, because as Liv said, if you're, so say for example your CPM, which we're going to go through next, if that's increasing and this is decreasing, it could be ad fatigue. So then it's like, okay, it's time to switch up the headline or the copy or the imagery. So it's just, and these are just the numbers to keep in mind.
Right. It's just because we get a lot of questions about what do we look at and then what do we do. So we're just going to go through the numbers with you guys. And as I said, if you guys have got questions, shove your hand up so everyone can benefit from it, okay? But other than that, we'll keep going because I'll assume everyone understands click-through rate.
Relevance score. Best is 10.
Hello,
10.
Joe.
And what does that mean?
So the relevance score is made up of how the audience is responding to your ad, so how relevant it is to the people it's being shown to. And so they took away the positive and negative feedback columns. So this would indicate if you're getting lots of negative feedback on your ad, that would decrease your relevance score. So we do look at it, but we don't really take it as a reason to turn an ad off, or we're not worried if our relevance score's low, but we're getting a low cost per lead. But it's just something to keep in mind as a reference point. But we would never actually turn something off that's got a lower relevance score. We would look at all these numbers combined.
But is there one particular one that you're like, oh shit, that has to go off?
Cost per lead.
Cost per lead. But then, but then the rest are kind of just.
They're like these little stackable things where you go, this ad isn't performing, let's look at why. So typically you only look at any of these numbers if something's not going right.
So if you went, okay, the relevance score isn't great.
Yeah.
would you then go more towards the copy or the image?
Well,
or
then
you
you'd
don't
look at
know?
More targeting.
you'd look at your like click-through rates, the one we just looked at before,
Uh-huh.
and then you'd look at your cost per view, which we're going to go into next.
So they're like
and then
little
if-
pieces that stack
Yeah.
to give you a picture as to why. So it's like you're looking at it and you're going, okay, if your cost per lead's great, you don't give a shit. If there's other things going on, then you start to look at what's my click-through rate.
So pretty much for all of these, you could just look at your cost per lead and go, if I'm happy with that,
100%, don't touch anything.
don't worry about it.
And this is the biggest thing that I hope everyone took away from yesterday. If you're set your cost per lead at 25, don't fucking touch it if it's under 25. Just leave it. Because it's only at that point that you guys have decided this doesn't make sense for me anymore.
Just
So,
one question, if I've got an ad that's performing really well,
yes,
but the audience span is a little bit too wide,
Yes.
and I would like to bring it in,
yep,
will that affect,
yes.
so just leave it?
Well, it
you
depends, like for you, that's
If
your
that's
cost per
based on
acquisition,
time.
right? And this is what we were talking about yesterday. They're fake stats, they're vanity stats, right? Because if you're looking at your cost per lead, but not tracking your cost per acquisition, so your cost per sale for
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
then you don't actually know. So what you have to look at is your conversion. And that's
Yeah.
what's going to tell you, yes, this ad is performing well, but I can get a really good ad if I start running ads in Darwin. I'm not going
Yeah.
to make any money off it,
Yeah.
but I can feel good about the cost per lead. So for you,
Yes.
it's like what we would do is then run 2 separate ads with the different targeting. So you can go, oh, this is like a tight one, and this is like more external,
Yeah, so I
And
should
then-
just copy the ad and do a tighter radius.
Yes.
a tighter radius. Yeah. And then you'll get a real cost per lead and a real cost per acquisition or cost per sale.
Yeah.
All right?
Does it ever get to the point that you've just exhausted everything in your area?
No.
Because it.
Work together.
It literally
Do
like
you want
blows
them to
my
think
mind.
about that?
Yeah, it's like if you're just constantly pummeling your area, constantly going.
Never.
And people do obviously just see an ad and they're like, fuck, I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, but they don't, because that's ad fatigue. What you're talking about is lazy marketing. That's
Right.
like, you're not changing copy, you're not changing images, you're not
Or-
changing headlines.
Or not even that, it's, it's just constantly,
Oh.
advertising the same business, but it's
They're
just.
not-
RBT
arrival.
South still getting leads 8 years long.
Got ya.
Banging 20.
New people come, people grow older.
People move, people will change, people shift from 24 to 26. Congratulations, you're now seeing our ads. Like, it's just, for you guys, like, there's an ever-changing and ever-evolving audience.
Yeah, go.
So there's always new people. Yes, you're probably going to, as you've been marketing in an area, you're going to have, well, I don't think it's a high, I would just say it's stable. So if you go into a new area, we will get amazing cost per leads when we
Yeah.
do a gym launch, right?
Yeah.
When we open a new gym. And then for us, over time, your cost per lead starts to stabilize to what we would say is our acceptable cost per lead.
So we had a client that would only do 28 days, and we said over time we saw the cost per lead going up, and we went with the data. We're like, we need to switch up the challenge because you can't keep running the same offer month on month.
Without
They-
content, without break, without
Yeah,
anything.
so they know 28 days because obviously like the sales systems and everything. So we're like, okay, great, we're going to change it to 4-week challenge then. Still 28 days, but we're just going to the audience with a different way of wording it and framing it, and then that reduced the cost per lead again.
Yeah,
So it's
so
like-
literally you can never fucking put out every single ad because people keep on moving.
People keep moving, people keep changing, different things appeal to different people at different times. So what wasn't interesting to them, all of a sudden their husband, their boyfriend just proposed to them, and all of a sudden they're like, shit, I've got to get into a wedding dress,
Yeah.
fuck, now I'm interested in the gym.
Yeah.
Like, there's just different things, like I wouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah, right.
It's not even on the,
Always people.
Right.
yeah, there's always people, exactly. And you've always got to think to yourself, like, how many people do you need to fill your gym? Drop a pin. If I wasn't even specific, you just drop a pin around any gym for any of us for the most part, and you go, right, well, there's at least 30, 40, 60, 100,000 people. You only need 300 of them.
Yeah.
And you can
So,
cycle
just
audiences
keep
as
going.
well. So like one campaign your males for 1 month, or the next campaign your females for 1 month.
Yeah, right.
So you're cycling through audiences as well, so they're not going to constantly see
Yeah.
your ads
And then
too.
you're doing content like we're going to do this afternoon, right? So you're doing like send message ads, or you're doing just videos, like, when we were putting out like what is RBT, or the can't out train a bad diet videos, like they're just goodwill, right? And then that way you're just building up an audience of people that perhaps wouldn't have opted into your ad, but now they've seen 5 or 6 videos from you, they actually like you, and so they're like, oh, this is the same mob that funny video. Oh, I'll click and I'll see what happens, because you've now had more contact points with them, right? So you know how we were talking about the sales process. I don't think content actually affects your cost per lead that much. I think it impacts your cost per acquisition.
Yep.
So it means that your sales process will be better, easier, and more enjoyable. Right?
You just walk into your gym instead.
Yeah, like they're like, yeah, I've seen your stuff. Like, I know what you're doing. Oh, yeah, I've seen your videos. I love that. That was awesome. High fives. I love that gym. So your sales process is easier. I don't think it impacts your cost per lead. It keeps it stable, because what you're doing is giving. So what we'll do is, once we've hit a lead target, we turn it off and replace it with content.
Yeah.
So it's not like we sit there with like a $100 content budget, but we'll throw $20 on a video to go, well, thanks for being awesome this month, guys.
And then you'll have like people come in and go, oh my god, I feel like you're famous because
Because seeing you on Facebook. I know people love it. It's significance, right? Yeah, it's significance. Everyone loves to be special.
ads.
Where I am.
Yeah, and they feel like they know you. They feel like they know your kids. So relevance score, not critical, not the end of the world, but it's like a little flag that you can check off. If it's a 2, maybe you're pissing people off with the ad. Okay, so look at the copy, look at your image, look at your click-through rate, look at your targeting.
Is 10 the highest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Best is 10.
Best is 10. Cost per impression, so CPM. If I go back to one of these, here. So this is the CPM. So this is the cost per 1,000 people that see your ad. So you could look at the data in your account and you can see what your average CPM is on your history of running ads. And then you'll have like a benchmark of, okay, this ad did really well and this was the CPM benchmark in my account. If you see this rising whilst your ad's on, it's starting to indicate ad fatigue. So with all the other metrics as well, potentially if it's rising, it'll indicate ad fatigue. But it's just something that we look at in all the data in Facebook.
So that's how many times you've seen it?
Yeah, per 1,000 people to see your ad, what does it cost you?
Right.
Yeah, so we've got some that are really low. These ones are around the average amount. If you're doing interest targeting, you'll find that this is higher. But if you're getting,
it's harder to find them.
yeah, but if you're getting an optimal cost per lead, that's fine. Cost per view. So this one is very important. So the cost per view is for landing page ads is the cost per someone actually viewing your landing page. If you know your cost per view, so say it's like $3, your page converts at 30%, that's a $30 lead. No, 20%, 10%.
10%.
That's a 30.
$30, 30%, all the percents. So basically it's just math then.
Yeah.
Okay, it costs you $3 to drive someone to a page, you're converting at 10%. It's the old way when you back in the olden days, it was what your click-through rate basically was, but now it's cost per view.
Yeah, because the click-through rate isn't, so Facebook's gotten better at actually reporting actual numbers, whereas before it wasn't matching up correctly. So if you look at the number of unique views on your page and your ad spend, then that's your cost per view.
And it will give you guys a really good indication if you've missed all of these numbers, whether your ad or your page is broken, okay? Because if you're getting a good cost per view, then you should be getting those converting to a lead, right? So that math should follow through. So you shouldn't really have a page that's converting less than 10%. If you do, change it. And then at least for you guys then, you know, if it costs me $3 for them to get to the page, I know it's a $30 lead. Now, is that good or bad for you? Oh, that's bad. Well, then either make your cost per view cheaper or your page better. Okay, so if you've got a 25, you know you're physically not going to hit a $25 cost per lead if you know your cost per view. Does that make sense to everyone? If you're running, this is irrelevant if you're running a lead ad. This is relevant if you're running landing pages. Okay, so for you guys, it just gives you an indication of, am I going to win or am I going to lose before you get there, okay? The only thing I will say is that a trick that we've been doing lately, because Facebook has been going onto our pages, and this was only because literally Sienna and I was staring at fucking pages the other day for this RBT schmozzle, staring at them, and I was watching before it was getting approved, because we were going into chat and going, approve this, approve this, approve this, approve this. And so we would sit there and just stare at the page, and we would watch it click over, and we had bit.ly clicks, right? So we would look at it, and Facebook was clicking our page
20
times before they would approve the ad. So for you guys, that used to be our metric. If 20 people had hit our page and we hadn't got an opt-in, the page is fucked, can it? So we would just go in now, and as soon as your ad is approved, if you're running a landing page ad with ClickFunnels, go in and reset your stats the minute it's approved. Because I guarantee you they've looked at your page anywhere from 15 to 20 times, okay, which will blow out your conversion on your page. So you'll think your page is converting really badly, but actually it could be converting at 20-25%, but you'll can it because of the 20 views that Facebook's done to your page. Okay? So just a little life hack that we worked out the other day.
So if I customise columns and I look for CPV, that should come up?
No, because you won't have the right stats for your views.
And this is in Facebook?
No, so
No.
this is for landing pages.
Landing pages.
Oh, okay, so that stat will be on the landing page.
No, you have to work it out.
Figure it out yourself. Okay.
Ad spend.
This is a new formula.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ad
these guys
spend
are cool.
over your total views.
So if you're doing optimizing for landing page, there'll be a landing page views stat or cost in Facebook.
But we always double check.
Yeah.
Because they don't always match.
What one's next? Oh, video retention. So if we're running content, we have metrics of like cost per 3 seconds, and now they've actually got cost per 10 seconds. And we want the 10 seconds to be around that 20 cents mark.
Don't ask me a question about this, Sharina.
Sorry.
That's all right.
So for the video, we want that 10 second view to be around 20 cents. And then we know that that video is actually responding. Things that we always do is do not follow Facebook's best practice.
Yes.
So they say their video creative team did a video for us kindly, but they had the logo at the front, and we're like, no, you need to put it at the end because you've got literally 2 seconds to interrupt someone in their newsfeed. So no logos at the front. You need something really engaging in that first 3 seconds, so someone watches that and then continues to watch. And then if you actually go into the stats, you can actually look at like where people drop off on your video, and then you can improve it.
Aren't you glad you're watching now? Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt. It's actually a question.
Yeah, so put your hand up.
Okay.
Everyone can benefit. I feel like a teacher.
I forgot
You
the
are,
name.
you're teaching us.
You are teaching.
Yeah.
I feel like naughty students at
forgot
back
the name.
chattering.
I forgot
I didn't
the
realise how
name.
annoying we were.
Is that
as
quite
kids.
obvious when you have a video ad, that graph?
Yeah, so if you go into your page posts section, and then you bring up the video, and you can look at on the right, there's like a stats section, and you can bring up the different stats of the video.
Do you want to do it on the RBT one?
Yep, I'll go in live at the end.
All right.
So we'll go.
So we'll just do it here, right? We're going to do video.
The conversion ad.
And if there's anything else anyone wants us to go through live, we'll write it up there to make sure we don't miss anything.
Bot stats maybe.
Yep.
ClickFunnels. So if you're running ClickFunnels ads,
Just sure you're doing the right time frame.
Yes, time frame A.
Just as important on ads as it is in ClickFunnels.
So we would look at the lifetime conversion rate, but then we'd also look at the 24-hour conversion rate. So is there
Especially
any
if you made
opt-ins?
changes to your ad or anything like that, you can see what impact it had on your page. Or if you made changes to your page.
And
Are you finding that you're doing more funnels over lead, or
We do.
funnels, yeah.
We all, like, our lead gen is all
Do
based
everything.
off funnels, like, as in, but with everything that happened the other day, we've literally been doing so much testing, and we do all our testing with lead forms.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, for us
lead
with the
forms
volume.
in Facebook or lead forms?
Lead forms in Facebook.
Yeah.
Because it's the fastest way to get a result.
Yeah, okay.
And it's also the fastest way for us to get it up. So
And
if
get some
we were
data and
testing
metrics.
like 4 different images, 4 different copy, interest targeting, standard targeting, video, like we were just going from it into the ads manager.
Did you work out why?
The algorithm was fucked. So the targeting wasn't being delivered correctly?
Yeah, so for a 3-week period in one of these groups, I mean, a number of people found for that 3 weeks their actual ads managers were toast.
Yeah.
So we started transferring ads to other accounts.
So we just ran them off different accounts. Because what happens usually, and this is one of the tips that we are going to give you guys, through today, is like basically what we do when the shit hits the fan. Because shit hits the fan all the time. So there's no like magical solution to all this stuff. It's just, what works. So some of the stuff Sienna was talking about, and I know it goes a little bit over everyone's head sometimes because we talk about things like capping bids and all sorts of shit that you guys don't even need to worry about because it's just not relevant. Like this was literally us going, what the fuck can we do? And the feedback from Facebook at that time, the 3 different reps we'd spoken to, we were talking to some of the best marketers in the States. Like honestly, we were just basically going, if you can fix it, fucking fix it.
We had another agency in the account.
Other agencies.
And they removed themselves. Because they were like, this is too much.
It's too much work. So basically, I think Travis at that point appreciated us a little bit more. Because other people were going, I don't want your money. So we were actually paying other people to go into our ad account to go and try and fix it. All of them have just gone, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And so this other guy was like, okay, the only thing I can think of at this point is whenever they're doing obviously huge algorithm changes, like we're even saying, like some things roll out to different accounts, to different people based on your locations and when you set them up and how often you use them and your ad account score and all this shit. Basically, when they do algorithm changes, they won't do it Facebook wide. We don't exactly know how they do it, but they'll bunch things together. And so what we were like is, okay, well clearly the RBT account is being fucked with. So what do? Attain, Think Tank, anyone else we could do, we just basically threw all of the RBT ads into a different ad account. And the cost per lead just went like this, bang. Because it was just a different, those ad accounts weren't impacted by the algorithm changes yet. So it's like, if you've got those different ad accounts, sometimes it's something we do in the agency all the time. Is we'll test different pages. We also launch new pages. So you might have seen ads running off Transforming 28 or Super Fast Fitness Gold Coast. So like we were just launching pages. We had all sorts of shit. Like Sienna and I were literally sitting in here just like,
then that also takes away the objection of like, okay, I'm a new business. I have no likes on my page. Can't get leads. No, we had a page up in an hour and leads generated all within an hour. And it's got over hundreds of leads for a brand new page, 0 likes.
I keep getting notifications of messaging people in there as well. It's great. But like, so for you guys, it's just understanding that sometimes you just have to try things. So for us, even with the agency, we'll go, oh, something's not working. We'll just put it on the agency account and see if it's an account issue.
So if they've cancelled my account.
Yes. Create a new one.
Create a new one.
Yeah, so create a new one or create a new page?
No, you need a new ad account.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with your page.
You just go in the same place in the ads manager thing.
First, I would like try get your account back, and I can definitely I'll post into the group a whole course on getting your account back, and like what to respond, and it's just copy and paste essentially. So I'd definitely try to get it back. But if you need ads up now, just create a new account in the meantime, and get your ads back up.
And do that in the same place as in the ads manager.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not a page issue; it's your ad account.
Okay.
So do you have to call it something different then, or?
No, because it'll create a whole new ad account anyway. Like it'll come up with a new ID.
Advertising and
Yeah.
marketing.
Even though it's all the same details.
Yep, that's fine. We've got heaps of accounts.
Yeah.
Many
accounts. All right, so that's ClickFunnels, guys. So you can see the stats. So double check your lifetime, double check your 24-hour stats for any changes you make, because obviously it doesn't impact, especially if you've been running an ads for quite some time. Micro changes won't show up unless you change the time period. Okay?
Reporting. So how are you going to report on all this? So this is just an example, very simple way of reporting. So leads in the last 24 hours, you want to check your 24-hour stats because you want to know, have you got leads in the last 24 hours? What's the spend in 24 hours? Spend in 24 hours. And then traffic. So this is the cost per view. So what's the traffic to the page and CPV? Total leads achieved overall, page conversions, and the status. Status is green.
So for you guys, like the reason why we do this is because if you don't look at this, and imagine we had 0 leads, okay? what you need to understand is it 0 leads because the ad is shit, or is it 0 leads because the page is shit? Now, if we've had heaps of traffic to the page and no leads, the page is crap. But if we've had no traffic to that page, the ad is the problem. Okay, so this will tell you how much traffic has been driven to that page in the last 24 hours. If that's 0, then you know you don't even look at your page because your problem isn't the page.
Just say that again. If the thing is,
If you go back to the ClickFunnels for a second, okay,
just that one sentence.
if you look at the amount of traffic unique, okay, that's come to your page in the last 24 hours, if that's 65 and that's 0, your page is fucked. Okay, but if this is like 2 and this is 0, well, it's not the page, you just haven't driven enough traffic. Okay, so that's where
So then you'd look
cost
at
per view, and this is why we track, because obviously when we're looking at so many ad accounts, we don't really have time to go and check all the ClickFunnels. So this is the quickest way for us to see, is there traffic being driven to the page, yay or nay? Okay, luckily this is converting really well.
And the 6 is, what's that 6?
People hitting the page.
Okay.
That's your cost per view, right? That we were just showing you guys how to
that's
calculate.
People at that much.
Yep.
We don't do this, do we?
Might be a silly question, but do you get charged per, if anyone likes it?
So if you do a
And
Facebook
shares,
likes campaign, you can't actually be charged by likes. You can be charged by impressions, so CPM, or OCPM, which is you want to do link clicks, landing page views. That's what you can be charged by.
Yeah. So but not when you've got say my ad that's running.
Not if I go and start liking your page, liking your ad.
Yeah.
That's a good thing because that's increasing engagement,
Yeah.
and that's what makes Facebook think people like this ad. This is good.
Okay. Cool.
Comments. So that's even Sienna and I started commenting back to each other on certain ads that we were trying to get traction on.
Boost it
And
up.
so we're like, oh hey
Friends.
Sienna, you should join.
'Cause
Megan,
I
my
see
sister, you should join.
I see other people's ads and I'm like, oh, I won't like it. Even
Just
though
don't
it's
opt in.
good.
If you want to opt in, you're screwing with us. But
yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool.
this ad page is converting fantastically. Oh, I love your ad. It's Alana. Yeah.
It's kind of like her one. And I'm like, no, it'll probably cost her. So
Well, this is why we used to get really angry when people would go and test our funnels that were live.
They
So
still do this now.
People go through our funnels all the time. So we'll get oh look, there's such and such.
And they
oh,
think
look, there's
we
such
don't know,
and such.
but
people.
we track
Yeah.
the numbers so closely that we know.
But so people are doing it all the
So are
time.
they trolls?
No, they're
No.
people who are trying to figure out how we do things. And sometimes it's not even malicious. It'll be a think tank member will be like, oh cool, I'm just going to go through the funnel and see what they do. Just fucking ask me, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Just ask me, please stop fucking with my cost per lead.
Yeah.
Okay? So,
Yeah.
for any of you that said, don't opt in unless you're going to join the fucking gym. Okay? Alright, so that's basically what you're going to get charged on. Alright?
And then that's just a content video as well. So that was on 10-second views. So the cost per view for the 10 seconds was 13 cents. So this content was going really great.
And by the way, Mitch has done his live today. Who else has done it?
Did you see Mitch's live?
I did, I got an alert.
Oh.
Mitch is going live, don't miss it.
Go,
Jump on Instagram.
So this is a very easy way of reporting, and then there's obviously some more advanced ways of reporting, but this requires Zapier and a little bit
A lot
extra
of other
time
things.
to set up. But I just wanted to show you guys there's other things that you can do. This is Sife. So this is just pulling in, because obviously the most important thing is pulling in actual ClickFunnels leads, so you know the actual result and numbers. And I think, there's more. Surprise slides.
The ideal Facebook audience size. One of our favourite questions.
So interest targeting. So when to use interest targeting. So if you're doing kids campaigns, you definitely use interest targeting to target parents. If you're doing specific copy, so we tested around a bit with men who are single because we figured that they would want to get fit.
Turns out they don't.
No.
This works so much better with females.
Yeah, but what about the MMA one? That was
The MMA one I showed Joe yesterday, which was our sexual assault one.
yeah.
Super.
So we were trying
Super
to. This was in the
exciting.
rapid fire testing.
Works.
Yeah, this was in the rapid fire testing phase, and we were just cracking this audience.
It's
and
also super competitive. So for us also, especially with all the different things that we're doing, we actually know a lot of the time how much activity is going on around you. And so for us also, like for you guys, like there's a lot of free 6-week challenges and shit like that in the gym world. Obviously for Sharina, she does stuff, it's quite standout, so it's quite different, right? But for you guys, when you're trying to stand out against things, that's why the kids stuff works really well, because they don't see a lot of kids advertising, right? So people like it, and it's something that's really important for people. So it's why you guys get such great traction with that, and then you'll run like a guy's ad or a girl's ad and it'll be like normal price, okay? But kids ads and things like that are fantastic. If you do have a small audience though, and you're trying to target mums or kids or anything like that, and you find like you're in a smaller area, so like even you with like Pakenham, for instance, if you're getting closer in and it's not a big enough audience, then drilling in mums, like if you've only got 7,000 now and you added mums in, it would like fucking plummet. But for you, what you need to do then is just leave it as broad and then call them out in the headline straight away, mums of Pakenham or whatever, and then the image. So you can do the same thing if you were going to do like a kids class. You don't target mums or parents. What you do is you just have like an awesome kids image that's clearly that. And we did this with a guy who lives in a country town that literally has 3,000 people in the town. So, like honestly, if he can pull it off, fucking anyone can pull it off.
So you'll notice with this targeting as well, we've gone a much larger audience size just to make sure we have a big enough audience to target. So typically we'd only do the 10 years, but we've gone much larger to make sure that, because we're putting this in here, so it just decreases the size.
All right.
Could you do like for men, like dads, obviously, or business owners? Like
you can, like
just make it smaller.
I don't think like for you guys, if you're trying to do it because you're trying to hit a certain time bracket, or you're trying to hit like for people when they're like, oh, I just want, they'll go in and put people who like luxury goods.
Yeah.
Okay, like that doesn't mean they earn more money. Okay,
Yeah.
like it doesn't mean that. It means they just like it a lot, so they follow Louis Vuitton because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Okay, but like, so sometimes people way overthink this.
Yeah.
And I just want to be really open when I say for the last 7 years, we don't do interest targeting for gyms. Okay, we've literally just started testing it for like rapid fire testing and things like that, and literally we did it for the first time and Trav yelled at us for RBT targeting because we were like, we've just got to start delivering some leads. Like we just need to crack this. So obviously we realized the algorithm was fucked. So because it wasn't doing the targeting correctly, so what was happening was our ads were being delivered to people who didn't actually want to see it. So they were delivering them to shit people, effectively. So the way to kind of offset that was we'll give Facebook more information and try and see if that will drill it down. And it does, it works, but it works for a shorter period of time. Yeah. Okay?
So with my type of audience, but this is probably better for me.
You can definitely test this, right? And this is where, like, for us, again, there's no rules. Okay? That's why we test. Because we'd run it and you'd go, oh, I have an ad, and this is why you're like, can you do too many interests? Yes, you can, because you don't know why the fuck they're opting in. Are they opting in because it's online dating, or are they opting in because we were even testing Married at First Sight? Like, honestly, you should have seen us the other day. It's hilarious. Married at First Sight. Do a goggle box. All these people who are just sitting at home watching TV come to the gym. So, like, for us, like, literally.
Did it work?
Oh, no, the Married at First Sight did not work. Don't do it. It can. Because we did it because back in the day, what we used to do when The Biggest Loser first came out.
Oh, yeah.
Trav and I would sit at home, turn on the ad just before the
That's so funny.
The Biggest Loser would come on, and we would we would just turn it off. So we would just go in and turn it on and then turn it off. Because all these people would be watching Biggest Loser and be like, oh my God. And then they would opt in. And like Trav and I were like, but obviously now we can't do that because the volume is just, it's just too big now. Like it's like fucking Titanic. So for us now, we just had to try and test things. And this is where like, literally if you go into the RET account, it's like, Liv test this, Sienna test this, Liv test send message ad, Liv test Instagram, Liv test my fitness, like my fitness pal, like all this shit that we were testing because we were just trying to figure it out. But you can't just go, oh, I'm going to test all these things by shoving all these interests into one ad. The way we worked out what was and wasn't working is we basically went, okay, we're going to target them based on this, then we're going to target them based on this, then this, then this, and then just turned off all the ones that didn't work.
Yeah.
All right?
So you could duplicate all as many
quick
as you
duplicate and change, quick duplicate change, quick duplicate change.
So,
And you know
it's unlimited.
pretty- sorry.
So here you can see. So we're targeting beauty, athletes, bodybuilders, beauty, gym goers, corporate. So this is our rapid fire testing.
Yeah.
This isn't fitness, but we were rapid fire testing. It was like a cryotherapy offer. So we're rapid fire testing exactly what's going to get us the best result, and beauty was a winner.
Everyone wants to
But
engaging.
what we then gather from this is, okay, these are the audiences we're going to now build out advanced funnels for.
How long did you look over that to then shut down an ad?
73 leads later.
Okay.
But you can see here, like there's ones that we were testing that didn't do well.
Yeah.
So we just turned them off.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're all running and we're like, oh well, fuck this.
Yeah, it's
It
not
was
like they're not all on at once. We're cycling.
We're cycling through.
How long do you run them for, sorry?
It depends. Like before we turn them off. So these, what we do with rapid fire testing is this is like a first month in a new account.
So that's a date range of 23rd of Jan to 6th of Feb.
Oh,
there you
okay,
go.
so you let it run for a few days and
No, these
some of
would
them
be
run
running for like 2 weeks.
If they're good.
Oh,
If
right.
they're good, they run. Because what we're testing here is obviously for us now in the second month. So obviously, like some of this for the agency stuff, it's the second month. Then what we do is we now go and create advanced funnels. So we determine that these ones are the highest performers. So we start building funnels. So that month 2 we're running advanced funnels, which is click funnels, payment pages, booking links, all that sort of shit. But there's no point building all of that for all of this because we would have spent like 6 hours building out a funnel for the corporates that doesn't fucking work. Okay, so what we do is we now run this while we go back in and go, right, because we like to have 4 minimum niches that we know we can plug into to keep it interesting cycling through so we're not boring the same female 25 to 35 beauty niche.
So
right?
if we were looking in a fitness campaign, it'd be like the males like 20 to 29, 30 to 39, and then some of them might be dad's campaign if they actually service dads. So it would look slightly different. So we wouldn't go down and so these ones are actually interest targeted. We wouldn't be doing that for fitness because out the history of us running the marketing, we know that that's not the best way to do it for them.
This
So
would be really cool for me.
yeah,
Very cool for you.
this would work
For
really well.
fitness, you don't put interest in it at all.
No. We did it as Hail Mary. And you can do it as like a campaign.
For
so
mums
you might want
and
to do it.
yeah, if there's a big enough audience size, we'll do it for like mums and dads. So we'll do parents. If we're doing that particular campaign, but the copy and imagery will call out to them as well.
So
Did you
just
actually say a number for ideal audience size?
We will get there.
40,000.
Okay, alright, I just want to make sure.
It depends on like the audience. It depends on what your like. It's a very fluid number. The most important thing is that you don't have an ad running to 1 million people. Okay, which for most of the people that happens to, it's because they either haven't been specific enough here. So they'll be like, oh, I'll target 18 to 55. All genders, and it doesn't really matter where the fuck you are, that's a big number if you're not specific. So you can see here, the audience that we're using here as an example, right, Collingwood is a very densely populated suburb.
Yeah.
So even with only the 10-year age bracket and women, we're still at 80,000.
Jesus, that's
How
So
many
you-
miles is that?
That would be very
That,
tight.
it's only a kilometre, I'm pretty
Very
sure.
tight.
We'll jump into that ad.
Collingwood's a very densely populated area and there's a lot of traffic, right? Because there's hospitals, there's all sorts of fucking shit. So there's people there all the time. So that's why obviously Collingwood for us is like East Perth in WA is an audience where we have to be very clever about what we do. So that's where we'll start excluding people. We'll start excluding like bigger areas or like South Melbourne, like we were running an ad for the Pilates studio and the guys included South Bank. Fucking amazing cost per lead, 0 people that actually live there. Because no one actually lives in South Bank, right? There's just all the people going to the casino. So what we were having was a whole bunch of people from Sydney and like all these people like down in Melbourne for the weekend. They don't want to join your gym. So it's like, it's starting to look at those things when you're running ads where you're getting, you know, it's like Facebook doesn't go, oh, this will really fuck with them. I'll give them shit leads. They'll love this. They'll definitely keep, this is why like Facebook wants you to keep spending money. So they're not fucking with you for fun. It's literally you have to look at what am I doing that's setting this off. So it can be like, are you targeting an area that has huge like transient tourist traffic, okay? Do I have a hospital near me? do I have a big hotel complex or casino or something like that near me where people will come to a destination for that reason and then leave? So you just need to start looking at what's around you and going, well, what could be impacting this? You know, if you're getting a lot of like organic traffic on it, it can be just people tagging people and they're seeing it in their newsfeed. Like, so you guys can do things like we were doing it the other day for East Perth. We were literally excluding like Mandurah, Rockingham, Joondalup, like, because we were getting leads from everywhere because everyone just comes into East Perth for like meetings and boring shit because there's nothing there except RBT, join RBT. Did you lose us?
Yeah, it just went off.
So with the gyms then, you would just put in location.
Location.
That's it.
That's it.
I think that's what
Age break.
Ben was having a meltdown about. He's like, it's just so specific. It's like, well, just make it simple. That's what's
It's
working.
simple. It has to be simple. You literally have a physical audience. Like they're the people that are going to come to your gym. Okay? Find the 200 or 300 out of those 20,000 that want to come to your gym.
And then you said 40,000 reach.
40,000 is audience size.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's not...
So even this one's smaller.
It's not the be all and end all. It's more the fact if you've got a really small one or you've got a really big one. You don't win 9 times out of 10, and it does depend on budget. But for most of us here, you win better from having like a 40 to 60,000 audience than you do from having 200,000 audience.
Target specific people. So.
How?
Yeah.
In interest targeting.
So just down here, you can start putting in like fitness. So
Fitness
this
and
was
wellness.
the conversion ad that I was mentioning before. So up here you can select the optimization, typically leads here, but I'm doing view content as the optimization for the conversion event. So that's saying to Facebook, the data I want you to send back to this ad is the number of people that view the page. And then that just means that it'll show the ad to more people that go to the page.
And then you go to ClickFunnels and then see how many.
Yes. And then we optimize our page because that's not Facebook's job.
And then rather than optimizing for conversions, I'm optimizing for link clicks as well. So that's just a different way of setting up a conversion campaign, and that's when you're driving traffic to a ClickFunnels page.
Okay.
And the only reason why, there's nothing wrong with these other options, and we did it a lot for a long time. But the game is the fact that we don't have big enough audiences. So if you're doing online or you're doing something with like heaps of volume of people, then that's fine. Like landing page views or leads or whatever is great because you actually do want the people that opt in to be for Facebook to figure out who the fuck they are. The problem for us is you don't have enough people hitting that landing page to figure that out fast enough to give you the leads that you want.
Exactly, and that's what I think's been happening because it's like I need to figure out who's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
Get people to the page, make the page better.
So up there, so you go.
So
what we should be doing as a gym is go and view the content.
No, this is only if you're running it as a conversion ad, okay?
This is just
say if we are in a conversion ad to go to ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
Website,
So this is
view
just
content.
a way of setting up the ad. So there's multiple ways, and this is what's performing really well at the moment. And yeah, as Liv said, the reason it's working well is we're giving Facebook more data on the people that are going to the page, and then it can like learn and optimize quicker.
Do you know if you can target people who like certain pages?
Yes, you can.
But it doesn't, I wouldn't do it.
The only reason why I'm just thinking is because I'm not allowed to advertise on my gym, so I'm just thinking if I can target the people who like the gym's page, then I'll be advertising to them anyway.
Are you an
have to be
admin of it?
Admin of the page?
Are you an admin of the page?
No.
No, you can't.
So down here, add connection
You couldn't
types.
go, I want to go target everyone who likes RBT.
Right. Okay.
That's like group scraping days.
Yeah.
It's highly illegal.
Yeah.
Right.
So like someone like Gary.
Illegal.
So say for example you want to people that like Gary V. Like you're not following people that technically like his page, but they follow his content.
Yeah.
But down here in the add connection types, where I am, if you can see it, so you can go people who like your page, but you have to be an admin of that page.
Right.
Or you can exclude people that like your page. So you're like, it's likely that all of the people that are members of mine have gone and liked the page, so I'm going to exclude them, so I'm not paying to put an ad in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then,
I guess you just have to look at it and go, you can't because it's not nice. And Facebook doesn't want you to do something that's not nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is you going, oh, okay, well, let's say RBT, they're around the corner. Like, literally, Body Fit, if you're watching this is a shit thing to do. They're, opened a gym in South Melbourne, literally like on the other side of the road to RBT, facing the other way, right? So can't see each other, but we're like literally stone's throw distance from each other. They went onto the Instagram of RBT,
Followed and liked
and started
everyone.
following,
That's what
liking,
F45 did to me.
and commenting on everyone who likes RBT shit. So all of a sudden, like, we're all sitting there on a Sunday night, like, did you just get a message from Body Fit South Melbourne? I did. Yes. You're not even being smart about this, mate. Like, why would you message me?
Yeah.
Like, if you knew who, why? So, like, they're just going.
Went into your followers.
They went into
Yeah,
our
that's
followers
how you can
and
get your
started
followers,
like,
really.
it was like, oh, it's just guerrilla marketing. No, it's not. It's shit. You're being a shit person.
Yeah.
That's shit.
It's thieving.
Wow.
Thank you. That's lazy.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, so that's the equivalent of you going, I want to market to people who like RBT's page.
Yeah.
Because you're basically going, I'm just trying to steal their members. It's not like you're trying to get people who are interested in fitness.
Yeah.
You're literally targeting those people, and that's
And you can't.
shit behaviour. Like, do you know what I mean? As terms of what Facebook thinks. So that's why they only allow you to do it with your
Yeah.
own pages.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, well, you might want to target people who like your page. Because if you had a page like Travis Jones, right? It's not a thing. It's like, if you like Travis, you might want to buy a seminar ticket, right? So you could do that. Or you might say, everyone at RBT likes the page, so I don't want to pay to drive traffic to them. I want to drive it to new people, so you can exclude our RBT page. Okay? That's why they give you that. But you can't start going in there and interest targeting and go RBT members, right?
Yeah.
But you can go down in there and go, oh, are you interested in fitness? Are you interested in weight
And you can do
lifting?
something
Are you
like the
interested
online
in
programs.
Isogenics? Did that one, works really well too.
What was that?
Isogenics and Herbalife. Go start targeting those people. All right, because we started to, like, one of our ad copies was like fad diets. Have you tried everything?
Yeah.
Right, so we literally just went in there and went like Isogenics, Herbalife, Arbonne, Lean Cuisine, Weight Watchers recipes. Like, we just did all this stuff to try and drill down to people who clearly have been following all this stuff.
Yeah, right.
Because then they might be more interested in this type of copy, right? So you guys can see how you can use it, but this isn't what we do month in, month out.
Yeah.
Month in, month out is 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, men, women, bang.
Yeah, so does anyone have any other questions about the setup of this conversion ad?
So conversion ad, so you go conversion ad, you put the, so you go to the web page view.
Yep, view content.
View content.
And that view content pixel needs to be on your landing page.
So I said,
On the opt-in, the register page.
pixel on the
The opt-in page.
ClickFunnels, yeah.
And then for the delivery and optimization,
Yeah, that poaching thing. That's
Yeah.
it's being delivered and optimized for link
I just
clicks.
think he's doing it.
I mean, obviously it didn't work, but dirty.
It just,
F45 never did that to us.
It
Never
can't
did
give
that.
you a good look though as a business either.
No,
Surely.
it doesn't.
It's you're
But there's
destroying your
enough to go
reputation from the
around
get
for
go.
everyone. Like, you don't have
Yeah.
to.
You don't have
They
to
can
do
move
that.
around anyway.
If
They can
you
find where
hadn't
they
been
like.
so close, I would have told you what you were doing wrong with your marketing. But I'm not going to tell you because you're literally like next door.
Yeah.
So that would just be driving up my own cost per lead. Just so no. But for us, like obviously their marketing was appalling. Their marketing was so bad.
Just keep going in and stuff
I
like the
think
conversion
sometimes-
rates.
Yeah, it's like clearly you didn't get
Who
a
is
couple
the Body
of
Fit? I'll look them up right now.
Body Fit Port Melbourne. It's a franchise, right? So like obviously they've just got these tactics that they give them. Like it's not them being mean. I just was like, oh come
That's a
on.
low blow.
That's just who comes up with this stuff? Like where's the integrity?
Yeah.
Like it was just late. Like literally someone must have had to sit there and go RBT gyms. Oh look, I'll just go like all the people that like this what is it, like 10,000 people that like the RBT gyms.
You
Like
know what,
why?
if they're doing that, they're not spending enough time with what should be there.
Yeah.
Do you have time to train people? Because that's a lot of messages. All right, guys. So, ads manager, we're gonna go do the video posts thing.
Did you guys always love this?
Yes. Yeah.
Brain.
We get our nerd on.
Yeah.
I
can see how you can turn to love it.
You do, because
So
it's a
numbers.
game. It's a
Yeah,
game
it is
for
a
us.
I think once you
And we're very
understand the
competitive.
game,
Well, it's like anything, right? I think cricket's a shit sport. I'm sure there's people that love it, but I don't know the rules. Right? Like, it just looks really boring to me. But it's obviously it's a worldwide sport that everyone loves. But I think for us, it's it's a game that you can physically see you're winning. It's like maths. So if you like maths, you're gonna like marketing because it's just there. Like the numbers tell you whether you're winning or losing.
What's cool is that you can't lie to yourself. You
No.
just
No.
Yeah,
I think, I think probably it's like, if I'm not winning,
But this all what it comes down to, like it's genius tasks as well. Like you have to look at, am I good at this? Do I like doing this? And if I don't, well then you're probably not doing the best job at it. It's like anything that you do in your life, right?
And it's okay.
And it's okay to not be good at everything. It's not something I'm very good at saying out loud, but I had to go see Tony Robbins to admit that. You don't have to be perfect. But like for us, obviously, you just need to love, it takes time. And that's what marketing is. It's a big, gigantic vacuum for time.
Yep.
Because everything takes, like it's okay if you're just launching 1 or 2 ads, like it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're going in and doing multiple things and then it's not working and you spend hours trying to figure out how it is working and you don't really know what you're doing, then it's not the best use of time. But that's all marketing is,
and
it's
that's
just
when
time.
you just delegate to someone else. to
Just
do it.
delegate.
And then you just figure out what you
Is that
just
how many
need to
ads
know
you're
how
running at the moment?
to read.
Just
it.
going for 400 ads just to find a video for you guys.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ads.
It's
They all
8,700.
No, these aren't active anymore, all of them, but a lot of them are. Oh yeah,
how many ads would you have running to get your 100 leads a day?
it depends. Is Facebook being nice or not?
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, across 21 locations, there'd be no less than
6
6
ads.
ad sets running.
And then under
And
6
then
ad
under
sets, 3 images being tested, or copy variations, or
Whatever. So a lot. And that's why, like, for us to change anything is like, RBT is like the Titanic. Because if you're changing a page, you've got to change that page across multiple, because obviously for every ad, you're driving it to a different page.
Yeah.
So for us,
The
even when
ads
we're
are
running
the
like-
same as the page.
Yeah, you've got to go in and change images and copy and headlines and everything. So it's like, that's why obviously for us with rapid fire testing, we don't do it with landing pages, because even just setting up all the fucking integrations takes hours. So for everything you do, we've got to go in and fix the actionetics, we've got to go fix the integrations, the Zapiers, all that shit. All right?
I happen to pick a video that has me and Liv.
Oh, yeah, of course. Just,
Liv, me.
yeah. That's why I did so well.
Video.
Yeah.
So this shows you how many minutes viewed and like where the drop off is. So if you just bring up your page post, you can go in here and look at all your different stats. So where people are dropping off and how many people watch 10-second views. In your actual ads manager, so it will actually show you the cost per 10-second view.
Just rewind you 2 seconds.
Mhm.
So you went into your ads, clicked on the ad that you wanted to work with, and then that just popped up.
Go to page post.
So I went to, from ads manager,
Right.
I went to the little hamburger and I clicked
She
down.
calls it a hamburger.
Yeah.
It confused me for ages.
I know, like, where's
The
the fucking
3
hamburger?
She kept talking to me about hamburgers. I was like, what the fuck is a hamburger?
Oh, yeah, I know hamburger.
So these
Find
are
a
only if
burger.
you've posted videos.
But they all make sense.
Yes.
I'm glad
But
you
when
got
someone
that.
gives you no context, does it make sense? No.
No, I was standing there looking for a hamburger. Like,
Where's the
where the
emoji?
fuck's the hamburger?
So if it's frequently used, it'll come up in the first column, but if it's not, you go down to all tools and then you go over to page post.
So because we use it all the time, it's here. If you can't see it there, go to all tools and it'll come up under create and manage.
I just went out of it.
Just went out of everything. I'm out of the ads manager. I'm never going in again.
I did. I literally
fucked
just
up.
went out of it.
She didn't press the hamburger.
Everyone's having hamburgers for lunch.
The boys are making fun of us.
I fucking did. Go back.
All right.
Click the hot dog.
Good dog.
Come on, lunchtime.
Right.
All right, guys.
Burger.
So is that helpful for everyone?
And then you just gotta find it.
Yep, so then page posts, this will come up, and this is where, so say for, as another tip, if you wanted to run a conversion ad with a larger image size, we would make that in here and take this ID number and put it in the ad, because those large images you actually can't run in through Ads Manager. It like cuts it off. So that's a little hack for everyone.
So larger.
Because
So-
you're using traffic size
Traffic or
images, and you
Instagram.
can use Instagram Square, okay?
Okay, right.
But originally the big rectangle ones, like when we were talking yesterday, and remember Alana was like, oh, I'll use that one. And we're like, you can't use that one because it's, right. You can. It's just you've got to go through a whole different angle. And it's arguably why.
Yeah.
So, and if you have a problem or you've got a really great image and you want to test it as a conversion ad, this is how you have to do it.
Okay.
All right?
It's a little hack.
It's a hack because it doesn't exist.
Had something different before video.
And the reason why you do it is arguably for the more space you have on the news feed, the more engaging your ad is. Okay.
Yeah, because it takes up more, so it's more of a pattern.
So like if you're scrolling on your
Sorry, do you
phone,
mind doing those steps again?
Sure.
How to do that?
So from your Ads Manager, you go to the hamburger in the top left,
Oh, the hamburger.
the hamburger.
and then it will appear in either frequently used, or if it doesn't, you go down the bottom to all tools, across to create and manage, and down to page posts. And then that will bring you to this screen here. And then you just find the ad that you want to get some additional stats on, and it'll show you, yeah, so where people are dropping off.
So you have to click on edit view.
So you just open it, and then this comes up, and then you on the right here, it's got all your different stats. So like audience retention.
Can I? Yeah.
So people are dropping off at the 15-second mark, and they're watching up to the 30 seconds, and then hopefully by then they're like, yep, I'm opting in, and click that land page.
Does it show when they click or anything like that, or?
No, so this is just stats on like how well your video is performing. So for like the clicks and the cost per view, and the actual like how much you've spent, that'll all be in your Ads Manager.
Yeah.
So this is just giving you additional information of how much your audience is responding to the video, and are they staying to watch it. So this would be like for your content
more
marketing.
valuable for content, right?
Yeah. And if you are running it as an ad, it could be for an ad as well.
So these are
Copy
just
the content number and put that into.
You don't need to do this
no,
unless.
I just want to know.
Yeah, no. You take the page post
Oh, for the
ID.
other one?
Take the ID
Yeah, for
and
me.
and put it
Yeah.
into your Ads Manager.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
using an existing post.
Do I click it?
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
can you walk through that? How to make the image larger?
Yep. So I'd go here to photos. I'd grab a big image. Let's go with this one. What one did you get?
The girl version.
Yeah.
Testing.
Copy. Yeah. Create post. And then this is going to come up on page 1.
Page 1. It's only 8,760 pages.
I think I'm better off refreshing. Oh no.
You're almost there.
So close.
Okay, here it is. So I'd open that, make sure the copy's correct. So it is really important to keep in mind that as soon as this goes into an ad, you can't edit it anymore. So make sure it's all correct and worded correctly. So I'd just take this page post ID up here and copy it. And then in my ad, I would, let's just duplicate. I'm just duplicating this so that I can play with it. So I'd go down to the creative level, and you can either create ad or use existing post. So you'd go use existing post, and then you just enter the page post ID here and submit, and then it'll bring it across.
So has it actually been posted on the page?
No.
No.
So it's dark post, it's hidden. So back here,
You can see it's an unpublished post.
you've got scheduled posts,
Yep.
published posts, and ad posts. So I'm making all this in the ad posts.
They're not essentially posted at all.
No.
No one can see them.
And if you, for example, if you're doing like messenger bot campaigns, this is where you would also create the ad. If you're doing like a comment growth tool, because this is the ID that you would use to tell ManyChat what posts the comments are going to be on. Comment growth tools work really well if you publish them to the page. So then you would go actions, publish, once you've set up all of your ManyChat.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Technical term.
So would this be a video one?
Yes.
How come we only had one view? I honestly feel like. Did you delete
I'll have to
it?
rewatch it.
Maybe I'll delete
I like to rewatch it.
Well, I'll tell you the cost. So
I didn't think.
Does anyone have any more questions for me?
Just go through all those games.
from the
Start
beginning,
from the beginning.
the boys are already out there making fun of us, saying that we must be talking a lot. So does anyone have any other questions? Because we've run a little bit over time. Yeah.
I don't seem to be getting any stats up for the video.
What's also
It's a different type of video.
Execution.
Yep.
Yeah, I need coffee
Seem to
and
be getting
food
any
to
stats.
cry.
Oh, you want to cry?
We can look at
Just
it.
that
What
little
are we doing?
4 seconds.
Yep. The
Oh,
GIF.
yeah.
On the GIF.
I
Well,
want to
yeah,
do
that
content.
stuff.
Oh,
All
alright.
right.
Send message.
So everyone's good?
Yes,
Yeah.
so
What
you're
are we
Yep.
doing this afternoon?
Just
We're going to load the send message ads for you guys. We're going to go through some sales stuff if you guys want, and some non-Facebook marketing stuff, which will be awesome for outreach and things like that. We're going to go through some stuff there.
What is it?
Going out and actually talking to people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've actually.
Joe's
put
the
on
king
my
of it.
marketing manager.
Yeah. So,
These videos will be up. I don't think I'll be here this afternoon.
okay.
When these videos usually go up about a week later or something.
No, it'll be like, it's usually like 3 or 4 weeks later.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. But for you guys, if you're not going to come this afternoon, make sure you load a send message ad with your video that you filmed yesterday.
That was going to be my question. We were going to do something with.
We're doing that now.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
all
these
that-
We're loading your send message ads.
Is that what you did with me last time, Sienna?
No, I think it was a Legion ad.
Yep.
So I've got my
What topic did you do yesterday?
captions.
Yep.
So I should go through that and just correct any spelling mistakes and that
Yes.
sort of stuff.
Yep.
And then download it.
Yes.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
It's more content.
All right. And in future filming portrait in landscape.
Mhm.
Are you running any challenges?
Can you do that?
Yeah, I'm starting, I've got 21
Why
days,
landscape?
I'm starting.
Because it
Monday.
just fills it prettier.
What to do, I'm starting a new challenge,
This makes it
or what
look
do we do
slimmer.
in the challenge?
It does. But that's also the checks. It's the checks.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have any last dying, burning, marketing-based questions? Numbers. Does everyone understand some key numbers? Did everyone learn some cool shit?
Yep.
Everyone's happy?
So we're good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Like their brain
Focus.
hurt.
Yeah. Just take over your head.
I wonder whether they'll ever fall in love with marketing.
Yeah.
You know what I like?
I don't think you need to fall in love with it, but you just need to understand it.
Yeah, yeah.
reckon you're there.
I think I'm there.
Yeah.
And then I get all
Look at that
overwhelmed, and
fancy
then I'm
shop going
like,
on.
have I got enough
Nothing
leads?
stops.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
so you're fine.
Everything's okay.
And this is exactly one of the biggest takeaways I hope over the last couple of days for you guys is there's no reason, like half the shit that we did the other week was because we weren't getting enough leads, like just not even close to what we needed. So we had to start doing crazy shit, basically. And so if everything is right, and that's like even the key numbers, it's like you don't even need to know them until something goes wrong. And then it's just looking at it. And most of them, hopefully for you guys, it's pretty logical. Like, are people clicking or are they not? How much does it cost for you to click? How many of them are hitting the page? How much does it cost you for them to be a lead? Like, it's just pulling the key numbers out of a gigantic pile of shit that Facebook's trying to deliver as much information as they can, and they're not even really sure what all of it means.
The thing that always makes me feel good is I go, okay, you psychos have got 26 gyms.
Yes.
I've got one. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be
You need to,
okay.
like, you need to play at that level, and you don't need to be at that level with one.
No.
But you need to get better.
But you guys can see, like, the ads that we've got running and the way that we do it, like even for like that cryo place, like it's only one cryo place. Like obviously RBT is just volume. That's why it's mental, and that's why other agencies will go in there and go, you can just get fucked. I'm not doing it. This is insane. This is mental levels of work. But it's like for you guys, it's like the same rules apply. It's just how can you do it on a smaller scale? Because it's just we make it work here and then just replicate across multiple locations. So it's like for you guys, it's just understanding what's making my market tick. So sometimes you might want to launch some rapid fire testing and get it out there. So rather than having, like, because obviously for us, we're control freaks in terms of the numbers. And that's actually what we love about marketing, is the numbers. Because the numbers are what determines that you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So for us, it's like we'll never drive multiple ads to one page because I can't control that. So then for us, it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to launch a new ad, I'm launching a new fucking page. Like, because I have to know what made the difference. Was it the image? Was it the copy? Was it the headline? Was it the language? Was it the fact that we're calling out the cash? Or is it using, like, we'll do things like, what's the difference between the words giveaway and win? What makes people tick? Is it the idea that you can win, or is it the idea that it's a giveaway? So we created like a whole page on giveaways because girls like giveaways. Okay? They don't want to win anything. Winning is hard. That means I have to do something. I want you to give it to me. It's insane. But that's what, like, for us is like, they're the little psychological weirdo things that we freak out on. Because if I'd driven that ad to a page that was our normal 28-day page, it would have made arguably no difference because the page, there was disconnect. So for us, if we're driving traffic to this ideal, and that was the same sort of thing, like with the dieting and all that sort of stuff, it's like it all has to connect when they get to the page, that you're still talking about the same shit. So for us, it's like, yep, this works. For the guys, the giveaway, they don't really care about giveaways. Guys are more competitive. Maybe they want to win, right? So guys want win. So it's just funny that for us, if you're driving all this traffic to the same page, or you've the same, you know, when people drive traffic to their fucking website, it's just dumb because there's no way for you to determine what is happening with this traffic when they hit my page.
Yeah.
So how do I optimize this now? This ad is working really well, but they're not opting in. So there's a problem here. But most people will go and say the ad's not working, and they just turn off a fantastic ad.
Yeah.
Because...
So if we have more advanced funnels, so like the coaching business side of things, we would actually put map tracking on pages. So we actually have like live tracking of where people are going on the page because there's a lot of volume of content.
Yeah.
So there's heaps of things you can geek out on.
But like, do we do it for the gym?
No.
No. Because you just opt in. There's not like a huge sale page.
Your giveaways.
Yes.
So you're giving 5,000 cash.
So for the obviously for the 16 week, $5,000. It doesn't really matter how you word it. People just fucking want it. Like it doesn't. So for us, it was like 16 week, win $5,000, opt in here. Like that.
So it's actually 10,000 because one female, one male win.
But what we tested as well, and that's why for us with the 500 that we give away for a male and a female every month for RBT for the 28-day challenge, we were testing, is there a difference between, hey, does your gym give away $1,000 every month? Now, they don't need to know that that's 500 to a male and 500 to a girl, but it sounds better. And then for us, but does it give them a better quality lead if we say you can win $500?
And did you just charge more for the challenge to
No.
those costs?
No. It's just in our, like obviously like across volume, but we've been doing it since day one with the 28-day challenges.
Yeah.
Like, so whether we had one location, 5 locations, or, you know, multiple 20, it's $500. Because for us, the cost per acquisition, when you do that across how many challenges you have gotten and how many new clients you have, $500 is negligible.
Yeah.
Like it's, you spend that on fucking printers. Like it's nothing.
And then, so then for the 16-week challenge, why it's viable to actually give away such a large prize pool is because it actually reduces the lead cost overall. So the metrics all add up. Mm-hmm. So that's why we're doing it. It's getting a lower lead cost, more volume of leads, and the salespeople convert.
Yes. Like bosses. Go Ruben. Hope you're selling, mate. But yeah, so that's the different things that you guys can do to stand out. And that's testing headlines. Again, testing it in the image. Is there a difference if we have win on the image or not? Like all these sort of things is what we'll test at rapid fire testing level, and then we'll roll it out because we can get the metrics much faster. So if we're waiting for 40 people to hit a page, well, that's days.
How do you determine who won? Like, of how good they look? Of a vote?
Oh, well, no, let's see, for us, there's different metrics. So it can be, obviously, we count attendance, we account compliance, and then the guys have done it based on, obviously, body fat, loss, photos. So there's a whole bunch of, so you can't just go drink water for 16 weeks and shred and win, right? Like it's actually attendance, culture, like obviously part of it's obviously visual, but then also they have to have done their body scans, they have to have submitted their photos every single week, like they have to have complied, and their food. So obviously now with Keystone it's fucking easy because the dashboard just shows everything, can see compliance. Yeah. So you can't win it if you didn't comply to the program. It doesn't matter how good your transformation is.
Can you put up into the group all the stuff that you, all the metrics that you use?
But they're your metrics.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter. You guys could sit there and go, I don't want to encourage weight loss.
Yeah.
I just want to encourage a positive outlook on life.
Yeah.
Well, go measure that.
Yeah.
Like, go and measure how many high fives they gave in a session. I don't give a shit. Just set the rules,
How often they
terms and
give
conditions.
gratitude,
Yeah, like you can do whatever you want. Like, and over time, we've done different things. We've done it where they had to do video diaries. Like, there's no set rule. It's just there has to be terms and conditions for people to win or lose. Because otherwise, why did they win?
Yeah.
Well, you know, why did the girl at Canning Vale lose her shit? Because she didn't win. Like, she didn't lose it because she didn't understand why she did or didn't win. She just didn't like Trav.
Yeah, did you see the thing that happened with that 45?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh, some guy lost like fucking insane amount. He lost like 23 kilograms or something.
Basically came out and said it was all a big scam.
Yeah,
and
went on
then-
like Today
and the
Tonight.
guy that
Yeah.
won
Really?
lost like 4 kgs, but he was already pretty in good nick. And then
Yeah.
the second photo, he was like fucking ripped up.
Shredders.
And then, but the other guy, like trained like twice a day, stuck to it.
Yeah.
Dropped like 23 kilos of pretty much all body fat. I dropped like 900
But
grams
didn't
a
look
month.
as amazing.
Didn't fucking win anything.
Yeah. Like it was
wow.
mental.
Yeah. And he went on, what's the show?
Today Tonight, or he went on something.
Yeah.
He basically came out and said it was all a scam.
Oh, 'cause he was definitely didn't win.
Well, yeah, he was like, it's just bullshit. Like, this is
yeah,
bullshit. I should have won, or this guy shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
Was more his thing. Like, there was no reason for this guy to win, other than the fact that he may have.
He looked better for Instagram.
For the Insta, or whatever it was, like however they made the decision, they weren't clear enough on what the metrics were.
That's there.
So
Maybe you left a better Google review.
who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
So I think for you guys, it's just that people live off certainty. So if they understand the rules and they know that, oh, you know, you have to have attended 98% of your classes.
Yeah.
So if you didn't win, oh, awesome. So show me you attended 98% of your classes because you know you discounted them based on that.
You have to be
Like-
very specific though, because people get very competitive. Like
They do.
we had the Super Hot Winter Challenge, and they had different things that they had to measure off, and we wanted to increase like meditation and Zen time.
Okay.
And then people were like putting photos like watching the footy. This is my Zen time. It's like you're watching TV with your dog. Like
Yeah.
that's not.
Oh,
We have to be specific.
I just learnt what Netflix and chill meant the other day. You know, like,
Really?
yeah. Well, because I genuinely have watched Netflix and just chill.
How many episodes of shit did you watch?
Exactly right. Like, if I'm sitting down, I am binge watching.
Yeah.
You know what?
And Trav was like, "Do you know what that means?" I was like,
I don't know what it means.
"Now I feel
We've been in a
self-conscious.
relationship for way too long.
Way too long. I'm so boring. I literally just
know.
want to watch Netflix. Fuck off."
We were in the relationship before Netflix started. This is why.
Exactly. I didn't even know
I
about
didn't
it.
either.
I really shouldn't have cancelled my UK one. They get such better shows.
But how do you even, you can't stream it though, can you?
No, but because if you have a UK account and you use a VPN blocker,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And
So-
of course you know.
Well, I don't know this. I learn all these things. I learn all these things.
She records all this shit. Like,
No.
No. Because he did a
It's
competition.
always my name is Earl.
He's launched a comp.
Funny.
Who?
And I
Because
saw
Ruby's
it,
always
it was
playing with the
sponsored
remote.
post.
She's obsessed
Yep.
with
And I
them.
thought,
Yeah.
And then we
he's
come
given
in,
away
it's
like
like,
$5,000
she's
worth of
filmed
travel.
shit.
At first I
My
went,
name
oh,
is
wow, that's
Earl.
Yeah.
Again.
Why Earl,
Started
mate?
reading
Why? It's a
that.
terrible show.
Typical Tim.
One.
Oh,
Like,
it's just
everyone's pressing all the buttons.
rules and
For
this
some reason.
and that.
We don't put terms and conditions in
It was
ads.
all,
documentary last
yeah,
night.
it was just lots of conditions and then there was all these prize options.
For some
and I'm
reason,
like,
I
man,
keep
I'm
getting
thinking
these.
it-
I think if it's the same person, I keep getting, for whatever reason, the notifications, and all these ads get
Yeah,
disapproved.
but I didn't even
Oh,
know
really?
about
Yeah,
the
if it's the
Yeah.
same person.
I don't
But
know.
I thought it was a really, really good idea.
It just looks like it's.
And I thought, oh, good
Then the
on
execution.
them.
Yeah. You didn't hear about that on the media? I never
It
heard
was,
about
and it was like, I didn't think you were going to
Well, I
say
found
that.
it-
But then he's also
It was
running the
not
competition,
competitive.
like he's doing a 60
Alright.
week challenge.
I haven't seen any of that.
Does-
Just-
Anybody need to go to the bathroom or do anything? Because
Oh,
otherwise we'll get the guys
that's
in
long.
here and we'll start loading send message ads.
Coffee?